And welcome back to more collegiate combat for College Street Fighter 6. We're in the playoff season, and for good reason. About to be some bangers coming through. Appreciate all the restreams. Yipes, I see you, my homie, and other people that are watching this. You are not going to be disappointed with the fight card that we have lined up. But before we get to that, let's actually get a quick introduction video for Yada.
Hello, I am Sebastian Xavier Edward Leaper. Street Fighter 6, it's a pretty fundamental game. I use a character that defies a lot of those fundamentals, but it's still grounded in that base game that all fighting games have to embrace at some point. And I like how the game represents its offense and how universal it is. I main M. Bison, a very strong character who represents a lot of scary tools for the opponent. I like Fist, or Bison Bomb as it is called by the community. So I have a long history with fighting games. I started way back when my parents used to drive me to small Idaho Smash Brothers locals when I was like 9, 10, 11. I decided that when Boise State gave me an opportunity for collegiate Street Fighter 6, I decided that was my time to give it another chance, and M. Bison clicked with me, so I started playing. When I learned about esports it's pretty cliche, but Evo Moment 37 was on my YouTube. I was just like 8 or 9 years old, and I was just watching YouTube. And that one clip showed me the community and just people yelling. And I was like, I want to look at this. So I watched a couple more videos, and I was hooked from there, to be honest. The crowd is wonderful. They're an advantage for me. I love the momentum and just the noise they create when anything exciting happens. It's the dopamine for the sport. It's just pure, like, it's hard to explain, but it's just pure excitement. You're just going and going, and the momentum train is in your heart and in the game. The crowd goes crazy. More than just the game rewarding me, it's the crowd that rewards me. I think Street Fighter 6 is fitting into collegiate esports quite well. I think Capcom is doing their best to represent it and supporting CECC as they have done. Collegiate esports are a great gateway into pro esports, and it is a one-to-one direction where I think a lot of people who are picking up the game just because of their collegiate league will pick it up further and go further into brackets like Evo and Combo Break. Personally, my favorite Pagoda snack are the cream cheese wonton egg rolls, and I just like cream cheese to begin with, so it's my favorite.
Yada, we gotta talk. Saying Bison is a good character on a broadcast, you messing up. But everything else looks good in terms of you being a proper player. Let's see how well you do in these brackets. We're actually talking about these brackets too as well, but I do need my co-commentators with me to do that. Let's bring them in. Let's see who I have here. I've got a little Combo, and I have some fake Bruno bros. Start with you, Combo. How you been, and what's going on?
Dude, it's incredible. Happy to be back here for the spring semester for some more collegiate Street Fighter action. Things are heating up this semester. I was going to be taking, a look at pretty quickly about our schedule and what we're building up to. But we got an insane fight card today, as you mentioned, so I am beyond ecstatic. How are we doing today, Bruno?
I am just looking forward to an excellent night of Street Fighter. Why did that video get me emotional, though? Like, Yada kind of speaking at depth on what collegiate Street Fighter means to him, and I just think that it's really exciting to get into things, as Combo mentioned, kicking things off in the spring. And like I said, we've got a great night of Street Fighter in store.
Yes, we do. Let's actually take a look at the fight card as per mentioned. We're going to start off with Yada, of course, going up against D-Knock. And then Abs versus a pink DSi, who was ridiculous last week. Luke SFH versus Tygus. 3 Eyes, my guy, versus a Dr. Iggy. Harms versus Asteria. And then a marquee match, Davey versus Hippo. That's a family feud right there.
My goodness, I cannot wait for especially Davey versus Hippo, the family feud, as you mentioned. UT Arlington, 2 cousins that are coming out. I'm sure they practiced countless amount of times. So curious what that interview is going to look like between the two of them. Of course, me being a little bit Texas biased, too, I'm interested to see where the storyline goes here. But I'm glad that they've left that for last. Let's take a look at our current Group A and Group B standings real quick.
Bruno, talk to me. What do you think about Group A?
I think that you've got some heavy hitters, dude, all across the board on Group A. We got 3 rounds, and Hippo with that 2-0 start, Luke SFH in Group B with the 2-1. What I love is that all of these players are being represented on the online weeklies, not just here, but you're seeing them at majors. You're seeing collegiate Street Fighter represented on the biggest stages. And D-Knock is a player that we didn't know about prior to their participation in collegiate Street Fighter with a 2-0 in Group A. Davey with 2-0, Plains 2-0, Yada 0-2, Three Eyes 0-2, Abyssal 0-2, Dr. Iggy 0-2, and Harms. Another player that you got to look out for, I think, rocking the E Honda still, Asteria 2-1, a Pink DS Lite with the Killer Kimberly 1-1, QAAA 1-1, University at Albany, Silver Rupee 1-1, Abs 0-2, and Cygnus 0-2. We got some great matches in store for us tonight.
Yeah, I think things will change up a little bit. You know, they've got a little bit of taste to being on this big stage right here, and we'll see who's going to get the victory. We'll start off again with D-Knock, our mystery Ken, going up against Yada, who also is a Bison player that doesn't know how to say that Bison is maybe mid-tier. Yada, we'll have to talk about that. I think we actually have them in this call right now to have a quick little interview, a quick little discussion about their first of 3, because it's going to be a first of 3. Yada, start with you. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, and I do enjoy downplaying in all the games I do, but you gotta keep it real sometimes.
Sometimes.
And actually, I'm representing a little bit more than just Bison today. You know, the DLC train, it keeps on rolling, and for the viewers in chat, I'll be playing a little bit of Mai for y'all, so you can see the newest character on the streets.
Hey,
For us. Okay.
happy to see that.
I was gonna say, I like how Yada said for us, like my ain't good, but go on, Combo. You have any questions?
I'm happy to see the SNK representation here. You know, Mai's been blowing up everywhere, and so I'm happy to see some more of that. But bring some freshness into this. You know, it's like we've seen Bison before. We know Bison can do Bison things. But I'm happy to see Mai on the collegiate stage here, showing up, representing. So appreciate that, Yada.
I have a question for you, Yada. Okay, so Bison and the Mai, you're going to be playing against the Ken. How are you going to be approaching those matchups? Why are you going to prefer Bison? Are you just going to do one game, or how are you going to split that up?
You know, that's a great question, and it honestly is a play by feel. I'm not thinking in advance, hey, I'm going to play Mai this first game and then try out Bison, either win or loss. It's just, hey, maybe this isn't going wrong. I can understand, wait, this is the interaction that's going wrong. Bison or Mai can help me right here, and that's what I need to choose.
Well, I hear a knock. D-Knock, my G. You're a little bit on the hidden character select screen. Didn't know about you till today, but apparently you are really good at what you do. Tell me who you play and what you plan to bring to the table today for this first of 3.
My main character is Ken, but I can also play some other characters, so it depends on the situation. I can maybe bring up some other characters too.
Ooh.
Okay. So how are you feeling about Bison and Mai both on the table here? Does that shake any faith in your Ken at all? Is there someone else that you might be thinking about? You maybe don't have to reveal anything, but just are there any thoughts here? Are you feeling confident on the Ken?
Ken is the #1 character.
Oh, don't let Phenom hear that. Don't let the chemistry of downplay hear that. But he's really good, so you're right.
He's good. He's really good.
We know that Ken is the worst Shota, although you tend to reject that narrative, D-Knock. What are the things about Ken that you think you're going to be utilizing in this matchup against M. Bison and potentially Mai?
Definitely the chipping away the drive gauge with the Jinrai. So that's one of the things I want to look for.
Yeah, it's going to be solid.
Yeah, good luck.
Unshakable faith.
We all die to Jinrai, bro. That's just how it be. But we'll see. Yada might will take the victory. We'll see. Have fun, you two, and have a good time. We'll see you in a second on the other side, at least the winner. We'll get them squared away in the match. Commentators, let's talk real quick. Who do you think's going to take it? Combo, was a rotation of characters. Big Bruno, Quick thoughts, real quick.
I mean, I always gotta support the Ken homies, right? I'm a big Ken enjoyer, a big Shoto enjoyer, and I think keep it classic, keep it fiery. I'm always happy to see it up against the Bison. I like the confidence too, right? Ken's the best character. I don't care if Bison's coming out. I'm gonna deal with it the way I can. I'm gonna Jinrai blow up your drive gauge. You're done. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, Combo, you're talking about the confidence in D-Nox, faith in Ken, but I am confident in Yada. The charisma that was just like radiating through the interview segment. I'm going D-Nox in this matchup.
All right, we'll see who takes it. I will let y'all have at it. Have fun. Bye.
I do gotta point out, since we're chilling over here in Group A currently, it's been quite a bloodbath here. It's everyone's record is either 2-0 or 0-2, right? It's either you are putting down the beating or you are getting beat right now. So right now we're seeing D-Nox on that 2-0 and Yata on that 0-2. So they're coming up as a bit of an underdog here. And I know you said that you like the charisma. You're feeling what Yata is putting down here. How do you think the numbers are going to stack up here, right? Of course, M. Bison is incredible character, but now we're just seeing the way the records are going. We're seeing D-Nox as this kind of this rising star. How are we feeling about this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be all dependent on whether or not D-Nox has a lot of experience with the Bison matchup. Bison is just like traditionally Bison has always played the way that he plays, and Street Fighter 6 there are some differences in that toolkit, but like neutral heavy. So if D-Nox is uncomfortable playing like patient, trying to chip away at the drive gauge, doing exactly what he mentioned in that interview segment. If he's not comfortable playing patiently, playing the whiff punish game, playing the neutral game, baiting out with the low forward, trying to, bait out some of the bigger normals from M. Bison, I think that Yada is going to be poised to take this set.
I can see that. But at the same time, I feel like D-Nox, once he gets that Ken aggression started, right? Once you're locked down in corner, you're getting throw looped or you're just getting meatied constantly. Like Bison, you don't really got a strong reversal to be playing with like that, right? So I feel like if you can really lock down the Bison, Ken can very much box and keep up and make Bison's life really, really hard, and having access to, the EXDP, of course, to try and get us some of these messier Bison situations, I think is going to help a lot. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I think as our contestants are getting squared away, but I'm looking forward to this Ken versus M. Bison, two meta mainstays as we've seen around for the longest time. But that's how you know. It's all about the micro adaptations, and as you said, right, how much matchup experience. These are kind of the matchups where you feel like you're going to be getting a lot more experience, just because of how prevalent and how common both these characters are. And so then it comes down to the minute of like, okay, this Ken player does this, right? I understand now. Oh, this Bison player, he does it. Okay, I understand now. And then have to go back and forth. Okay, they like to mix up Jinrai overhead over here. They go for the Jinrai low here. They drop the combo here. They like to go for Psycho Crusher at this range, so on and so forth. There's a lot to kind of soak in, and that's kind of why I really enjoy watching these kind of meta matchups. I know a lot of people end up getting kind of, oh, we've seen it a lot. Like, I want to see someone funny. I want to see someone come out. I want to see the Mai come out. And hey, Yada did say the Mai could be coming. How do we feel about the Mai here, Bruno? Not only are we potentially not having Bison for every game, but it's going to be such a fresh character like Mai.
Yeah, I think your observation about the knockdown and M. Bison's lack of those defensive options, that's really where Mai is gonna pay dividends. So if we see M. Bison getting mauled on the knockdown situations, cornered, and the drive reversal is not working out, the level ones on Wake Up aren't working out, then that Mai with the ODDP is going to be able to get out of the situations. I do think that Yada is at an advantage. We know the way that Bison plays. Like, we've seen the Twitter combos. It is a very linear character. M. Bison is a character whose kit is very, very linear. So I feel like D-Nox may have inexperience at this level of M. Bison play. And that's one of the things where Yada is going to have way more familiarity at how the best Kens play because of the prevalence of the character on the rank ladder and in tournaments. As we get into the match here, we got the Mai coming out from the get.
Yeah, we're starting off with the Mai first and foremost, already getting a bit of forward pressure. Ooh, she's gonna try to jump out, get a hard heavy punish here from D-Nox. Okay, getting away from that whiff throw, getting a bit of a throw pressure starter yourself. Nice, Yada's able to get a drive rush in. Fantastic, walk back, get a nice whip punch with the jab.
And that standing medium punch from Yada, just one of her god buttons. And we see the pokes already coming out. Ooh, sniping out the fireball throw, and I mean, we're on equal footing here so far in this segment.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be dealing with these multi-hit fans from Mai. It's so much pressure to handle. All right, trying to maybe light kick your way out. Oh, there goes your drive gauge. And D-Dog being the one who's like, I got to chip out the drive gauge, currently in burnout first, but ends up going for the low forward run stance overhead to able to take that first round.
My thing is that Yada had the win condition achieved. Like, it was game over. And Yada unable to, you know, finish out the round, leading to this situation here. We got the perfect parry, but no counter. We do get the throw, kind of resetting into the neutral, but it does seem like D-Knock is playing at the mid-range with a little bit more comfort, playing the neutral. Ooh, that is going to be a big punish counter.
Yeah, there we go. We get something started here. Get the dash up for that immediate pressure. Here come the fans. The multi-hits tries to jump out. See, this might be some my matchup unfamiliarity of like, okay, I actually don't really know how to deal with these setups right now. If I hold parry, I'm getting thrown. If I try to jump out, I'm still getting anti-air. There's a lot going on here to deal with the my fans right now. We're still seeing D-Knock commit to the parries. Sometimes working out, but oftentimes not, as Yada takes the second round.
There's some bad buttons from Mai. You got stand fierce, you got stand medium punch, you've got roundhouse, and we see it paying dividends for Yada already. But the corner here for D-Knock, this is just a nightmare if you're playing against Ken in this situation. With Jinrai, with, oh my god, the light confirmed into level 3 is going to be big damage. And
that's a counter hit crouching light punch right there. And I mean, yeah, it's gonna scale pretty heavy, but that's all right. We got our drive rush and throw, one more touch, and that's gonna be it. Tries the jab check. We're going for one last little break here from Yada, but it's not gonna be enough as the EX Hadouken secures the perfect for D-Knock to take the first game. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, we got a best of 5 on our hands here. So let's lock into the rest of the set for now.
And we see the Mai, so I wonder if in game 3 potentially we go M Bison if the result is not what Yada is hoping for. But that light confirm into the corner carry is huge for Mai. That's like what this character is all about.
Yeah, I think Yada was able to kind of recognize that D-Knock may be kind of unfamiliar or a little afraid a lot of these Mai situations. And I think Yada wants to kind of commit to take advantage of that. But D-Knock's like, I'm still going to run the Ken game plan. I'm going to throw loop you in the corner. I'm going to dash back, hard whip punish with a heavy punch, and blow you up. Like, it doesn't matter who you're playing. Ken is still Ken.
Yeah, that backdash is a hard call up from D-Knock. You're playing with a little bit of sauce here, a little bit of sazon.
Oh, speaking of backdashes, though, we get that aerial dive in with the EX to actually call it out. Now Yada putting D-Knock right back into burnout. Similar to what we saw in that first game, the run stance heavy kick option doesn't lead to a whole lot here. Jinrai is going to melt a bit. Oh my goodness! Got these crouching punches just laying out the pressure here on D-Knock, but able to mostly survive burnout and return drive gauge.
Yeah, these two are piecing each other up, and even though D-Knock was in burnout, he was still willing and content to just throw the normals out in neutral, not really retreating back, giving up stage, like real estate. D-Knock just really comfortable with the ways that Mai is going to want to present the offense, but that level 3, will that kill?
I think we're looking at it. I think we're looking at it. Boom! And that's going to be a solid KO here. Wow.
Did we see the M Bison?
That's tearing up the second game real quick. Yeah, I would be. Oh my goodness. Yata is not just doubling down, but tripling down into this Mai as he opens up this round, getting a counter hit heavy punch. Okay. I like the backdashing forward here, trying to jab your way out, use the EX fans to maybe make something happen. Able to dive kick out of there, but still gotta hold this Ken pressure. Oh!
Oh my gosh, but the interruption with the stand fierce and then just walk up throw. I really feel like the enhanced fans are what Yada is making the most of. Not really playing the neutral too well. You've got that DP, you've got to utilize it, you've got to eliminate that jump option from D-Knock, but unless you're able to do that, the back throw is going to be able to avoid it. And the roundhouse punish counter, and you missed it!
Oh, that miss is gonna hurt as we get a hard back throw into the corner. Get that drive impact to try and keep the drive gauge down. Look at all these fans dropping out of the sky, Bruno. I see why Yata is so confident. They feel the heat that Mai brings, but is it gonna be enough?
Yeah, that was a pretty bold decision to go for the EX fans into burnout there. Could have been a precarious situation, but Yada able to make the most of it. But not now. You got to stand fierce in the face into a drive rush cancel, and you are playing Street Fighter 6, baby!
And specifically, you are definitely playing against Ken. Stay in this corner. Everything counter hit's gonna link. Throw loops are gonna connect here. We have to parry into throw break. EX Hadouken almost connects with the drive rush. Heavy punch. It's not quite enough. Still, we're at Yata with only one touch here. I'm not feeling too great about this round, Bruno. There she goes. One round left for D-Knock.
D-Knock was really bullish in the corner there, not spending any super meter, just confident that he could take the round, and it's paying off so far because we are in the left corner again. Cancel into level 3, get that life lead, secure the lead necessary in order to potentially take this set. Let's see what Yata's going to be able to wake up to avoid this pressure. You're burnt out. You've got the 3 bars.
And finally, D-Knock says he does exactly what he said he was going to do, which is lock down the opponent with Jinrai pressure, put them in burnout, keep them in the corner, and just let them have it. What a great early burn there on that level 3, like you said, right? Just to secure that lead. Just dump that meter, dump that damage, delete Mai's health bar as fast as possible, and then immediate corner pressure stayed there. The Jinrai loops pretty much led to a burnout almost immediately, and from there, it was almost a checkmate situation, right? You were just holding too many minus frames, you were dealing against Ken, where any counter hit leads to a very solid combo. It was just a lot, man. It was a lot.
Not only was D-Knock in forcing burnout from the side of Yata, but he was in burnout a lot of the match and pressing counter jab over and over again, just knowing when to throw out those normals to get the counter hit scenarios, not worried about the burnout, kind of like shades of Noah there, and really, really dominant stuff. D-Knock knocking some sense into Yata, saying, go Bison next time.
Don't do this to me. Cola, my boy, how are we feeling about this one?
D-Knock, like a hidden boss character from God knows where, came through and cooked up on the Ken. Very well done. As preface, as said, was gonna do a lot of Jinrais, and we all died of Jinrai, and just well more informed with that character than y'all did with mine. Let's talk to D-Knock right now. D-Knock, my dog, if you knocking, bro, I'm not answering. I'm gonna say that right now. Secondly, your Ken is ridiculous. It looked like it was pretty optimal in a lot of situations. It looked like you knew how to fight Mai. You knew what was in that burnout scenario when she does the the spin, the fiery spin or whatever, that you can press a button right after. Most people don't do that. Have you played a lot of Mai, or do you just do a lot of studying in general? Man, you too nice. I'd have been like, yeah, I cooked that up. I was studying hard, did my homework and the extra credit, but good job, good job. Combo, you got questions?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the humility, and it's kind of, as we saw, is related to more of the situations you wanted to study around Mai. I know there's a lot of fan interactions in the air that we're kind of seemingly catching you off guard sometimes. Are these situations that you've labbed out before and just didn't have enough time and realized that these situations don't work as well? Or is this something that you were kind of unfamiliar with?
Yeah, Combo sees it as humility. To me, it's I've been labbing Mai so much, I'm familiar with the situations, and Yata wasn't even able to go to that layer for me to show all that I've labbed. D-Knock, you were pressing a lot in burnout. What was it? Was it just feel, or are you so comfortable in the lab, labbing out Ken's burnout situations that you felt comfortable throwing out those normals?
Well, I was comfortable. I was confident about pressing my buttons, but it kind of reflects my playstyle too. I like to press the button, and I like to react to it. So.
Yeah, we saw plenty of counter hits across the screen, no matter where they were. There was times where Yata would drive rush pretty much full screen, and you would just walk back a little bit and still get the heavy punch whip punish. And I was like, man, we are always pressing. I love that confidence. I really do.
Also gotta say one more thing, your crouching media punch confirms are crisp. Keep that up. Keep that up, please. That's a big thing for Ken players, to be able to route into more damage and things like that. Hit confirming like run DP and stuff. You were definitely on the right track. You're definitely on the right track to be in the top spot here of the playoffs. Congrats, good work, and go take a rest, D-Knock. Thank you so much for playing, and we'll see you next week, or at least on Thursday. Actually, not next week, on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate D-Knock for giving us our very first explosive match with the Ken. That was good to see. You know, didn't get to see much of that Mai, but Yada can kind of tune that up and get that ready for the next bout. Cabo, any final words before we move on to our next match?
I'm pretty curious about what Yada's kind of thought process was to just not touch Bison at all. The way they kind of worded it was that, Maya's there. I want to show her off. But of course, if I'm, to see where the set progresses, M. Bison is definitely there as well. And the M. Bison just never came out. So I wonder if it was that Yada kind of noticed that there's some unfamiliarity on D-Knock's side, or if Yada just had a lot of fun playing Maya. I'm not really sure, but I am curious why the Bison didn't end up coming out after, the third game.
D-Knock being a player that we were unfamiliar with into being 3-0 in this group, that is some solid stuff, and I'm excited to see more from this Ken.
We're going to see more action after this break. We're going to have even more collegiate combat coming your way. Hey, don't go nowhere. And we are back with more action here on the Collegiate Street Fighter 6 playoff tournament. Now, Cabo, Fake Bruno, we have our next match lined up. It's Abs. It's a Pink DS Lite. I said the name right. All right, come on now. We actually have them in the call real soon here. I think it's going to be some Kimberly action. And Abs, I forgot who they played. I think they might have been a Ryu, if I'm not mistaken.
They got to put us
they're
on.
out representing the behemoth that is Fisher College, so you know that they got to be putting in good work. But I'm hearing that they are just pulling up right this very moment. So let's get them in here.
All right. A Pink DS Lite. Start with you. You've been doing some traveling. You were cooking. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. I don't know. I feel a lot better than last week. I played my first match already today. I got like a camera set up today. I can see my face. Monkey on and all that. So I think confidence like way higher than last week. Energy
You look
way
fancy.
better. Thank you.
Good.
I got the fit
Abs,
on.
how you doing? Let's go.
I'm
Abs,
good.
what about you?
I'm
How
good.
that beard doing?
It's good. Still here.
There you go. Looks good. Looks great. You both look great. Okay, Combo. Questions. Shoot them.
All right, well, so Abs, we already got a little bit of a uncertainty on it. Who are you pulling out this time, right? You represent the behemoth Fisher College up against a Pink DS Lite. What character are we looking at today?
Still be the Ryu.
Let's go. All right.
A
Yeah.
Pink DS Lite. I want to know, given that you have had a little bit more experience going to offline tournaments, how does that impact your ability to play in these online settings?
Pretty much zero at all. I'm gonna be honest. I get like way more nervous in an online setting than I do in an offline setting, just because like there's that lack of like groundedness for me at least. But I'm getting used to it. I'm having fun, so I'm hoping it at least carries over in some way. But seems to be working so far. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, good stuff. We'll see who gets carried out in the stretcher because it's time to fight. I think the people are ready to see y'all go toe to toe and blow to blow. Pink DS Lite, Abs, good luck. We will see you in a second. At least one of you will see whoever wins. So,
Thank
we'll
you.
see who gets that W. All right. Yeah. Good luck. Combo Fake Bruno. We have a Ryu and Kim match. Combo, I'll start with you. What do you think about this?
Ooh, Ryu and Kim is fun, right? We got our standard classic Shoto. Ryu is the boy, is the girl. I know Bruno's a big fan as well. I'm not going to shy away from saying I enjoy watching some good Ryu play. But again, Kimberly got that kind of set play, rush down, mix up type game, and she's just so unique. She's just so much fun in her own little way. So once we get that Kimberly momentum ball rolling, like she's unstoppable, right? She's a monster. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to be seeing here. Both these players kind of shining and showing the greatest strengths of their characters, and then to see which one can overpower in the end.
Yeah,
right,
both
Bruno?
of these characters being beneficiaries of not the most recent patch, but the one before that. You've got kind of like new and rejuvenated characters. Kim is just a matchup that is so like I'm tilted anytime I play against Kimberly. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of offense Abs is going to be going for in order to neutralize some of that set play like you were talking about, Combo. But Ryu, Kimberly, I think Kimberly is one of the coolest newcomers in Street Fighter 6. So, and a Pink DS Lite is an explosive type of player. So I'm looking forward to this match for sure.
Yeah, if y'all have never seen a Pink DS Lite, you are in for a treat. In fact, I'll let it just happen. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you for your unceremonious departure there, Colo. But yeah, no, he was spitting facts. This is gonna be a super fun matchup, especially if Pink DS Lite has been kind of a favored eye that we've been seeing, tear it up throughout, a lot of this semester and last semester too. So I mean, SU, right? San Jose State University has got a very strong esports scene. I know I've seen them around a lot for Smash and for fighting games as a whole. I know I was just at Genesis, which was in San Jose not too long ago, and seeing Avian come out from SJSU being like, dude, like we got a crazy scene, and I want to do more with this. And I'm like, I want to see that. That kind of goes back to what Yada was saying about the collegiate side being a great pipeline to try and carry forward, right? It's like you build such strong connections to strong relationships and strong players, right? Strong everything, right? You can get good production team, you get good commentators, you get good TOs, you get everything, right? You trade up your skill set, and suddenly you're out on the world stage being like, yeah, but I'm from SJSU. That's home for me. That's home for me. It's
Yeah.
beautiful to see, and I want to keep seeing players like that.
And I think that a Pink DS Lite is one of those momentum-based players, a player that we know a lot about. That's one of the coolest things about Snack Champions, about things like CFGC, is at this point we have like a Pink DS Lite lore. As you've got the corner scenario, you've got the throw loops already represented, the meaty roundhouse. I mean, Pink DS Lite playing as explosive as ever.
And we have the can to cover that EXDP reversal as well, saying, no, you don't get to stay in advantage, right? You might have EX reversal me, but I already planned for that situation. You gotta stay right back in the corner. You gotta hold this mix. Okay. We punch a heavy punch on that parry, tries to get some more dash mix-ups instead. That jump in is gonna get anti-aired, beautifully so. And a Pink DS Lite dominates that first round.
Yeah, one of the things that scares me about the way that we've seen Abs deal with Wake Up so far, we see a lot of parry attempts on Wake Up, and against a character whose throw is essential in her kit, it's not always going to work on Abs' favor.
Especially not one who's so willing to tick, who's so willing to, you know, cancel into the dash stance, be willing to throw you out whenever possible. It is so scary. Look at that. We see a Pink DS Lite throw Abs when Abs is drive rushing it. Perfect call out right there, Bruno. That just goes to show how eager a Pink DS Lite is as they throw out the level 3 looking to close out this first game.
And game 1 is always data. Does it okay, that was like 1 pixel on the level 3. A Pink DS Lite taking game 1. But game 1 is always about data, and Abs, I think, has a lot to think about as we continue on in this set. What are you going to be doing on Wake Up? How are you going to be getting out of the corner? What are you going to be doing on Drive Rush Cancel? Because we saw the empty Drive Rush Cancel leading to the back door for a Pink DS Lite. So Abs has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, this is boiling down to almost every scramble situation as well. It just seems like whatever decision or whatever button Abs decides to press, a Pink DS Lite has some response, some option that leaves them neutral at worst, right? They are winning a majority of these interactions, whether it be, you know, uh-oh, I decided to parry here, I'm getting thrown, or uh-oh, I'm trying to press something here, I'm getting anti-aired. And it's just everything that Pink DS Lite is throwing out seems to be so perfectly matched to counter what Abs is doing.
A great start here for Abs. Maybe some adjustments being made. The drive rush in to crouch medium. Ooh, the perfect parry on the jump out attempt keeps a Pink DS Lite in the corner. Oh, misspaced on the donkey kick, but Abs still able to maintain the pressure, setting up the throw loops. Oh, but a misspaced, seeing that that kind of like air situation leads to a Pink DS Lite being unthrowable, but Abs able to secure that round, getting on the board the first round so far in the set. Let's see if Abs can build upon the success from the previous round.
Wow, Abs really heard me say, dang, Abs has not been able to play the game and decided, okay, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna take this round just to put this commentator's face dirt. And you know what? I'm gonna eat my words. Good stuff there, Abs. Really strong start here with the Ryu. Now they're laying that pressure, mixing up the situations, and of course keeping a Pink DS Lite locked in the corner for as long as possible. Right now we're seeing a jump in here and a punish counter going straight into level 3 here in round 3. It's gonna be a good bit of damage here, Bruno, and we're definitely gonna be seeing Abs in burnout.
Yeah, I think that was some great awareness, but just the raw parry from a Pink DS Lite, able to continue on that corner pressure, the burnout. Is the pressure going to be real from a Pink DS Lite? Is Abs mashing level 3, but able to create some separation there? Unable to punish the slide and not able to get the level 3. We got stunned. Certainly going to be too much damage. Oh my gosh, the level 3 on the can setup. It won't be death, but Pink DS Lite is knocking on death's door right now.
Wow, we saved that level 3 for a reset situation after we got our drive gauge back. Okay, I see you, Abs. Uh-oh, not ready to drive impact that back, though. Can we get the EX? Oh, no! This drive impact is going to connect, and this should be the next game. Ouch! Wow, Abs had such a strong presence there. That level 3 reversal almost seemed like that could have been, you know, Abs' potential to be taking this next game, but Pink DS Lite still able to maintain momentum. Big thing right there was the drive impact connecting on counter hit. Not being able to drive impact back in time made that such a devastating finishing combo. Here we go, Bruno. Pink DS Lite only one game away from a solid 3-0.
Yeah, Pink DS Light just demonstrating. Oh my gosh, the elbow drop leads to the DP getting baited out, and now you're in the corner. Okay, another layer. We're gonna start representing backdash in the corner to get away from some of Pink DS Light's throws. And the perfect parry, again, you gotta imagine that Pink DS Light is gonna start going for empty jump to get out of the corner now.
All right, like all this pressure here from Abs to put a Pink DS Light into burnout, but the DP will get crossed up, and Abs now locked into the corner, having to hold this punish, and these spray can setups trying to jump out, fighting for their life with these heavy kicks, but it's a bit of a commitment, trying to jump on over, doesn't get anti-aired, instead gets a counter hit, crouching light punch to try and get something going. Oh! We got a teleport in here from Pink DS Light, and now we're on the cusp of a solid 3-0 victory.
Man, Abs had that 2MK that could have been canceled into drive rush cancel to certainly take the round. And that's one of those things that you got to take that into the replay. You got to take it into the replay viewer and lab that situation, because you could have had it. You could have been up here.
Yeah, I hope that wasn't too much of a kind of mental destroyer for Abs right now, because they are fighting for their life. Ooh, they got to hold that anti-air elbow. I like it. A lot of damage here onto the parry. Gets on that drive gauge back. Ooh, trying to box up close, though, with the crouch light punch and light kick is going to end up getting outspaced. And we're seeing quite a bit of resource usage here for Pink DS Light. Also willing to spend the level 3. Is this going to be enough, Bruno?
So close. One situation, is it? I mean, are we going to see the overhead from a Pink DS Light? Oh, going for the slide would have hit, if not for some of the misspacing, but that will certainly be it. A Pink DS Light up 3-0 against Abs. I think that one of the things that I was seeing from the side of Abs is once Abs was able to establish the offense, there was a bit of uncommitment. Abs was playing a little bit uncommittal when it came to whether or not I'm going to go for the shimmy. Am I going to go for the meaty? Am I going to try to force the counter hit scenario? And a Pink DS Light was just playing loose, playing free, as we've always seen a Pink DS Light do. So Abs, if you're kind of watching back the replay, if you're looking back on your matches, just commit, man. One of the things that Mena RD always talks about is just being so familiar with each scenario that you know what you're going to do every single time. You're not going to worry about an OD DP on wake up. You're not going to worry about a super on wake up. Just commit, full send, get an understanding of what your opponent wants to do on defense, and try to mitigate it with your commitment.
That is genuinely incredible advice there, right, Bruno? I think that was a pretty strong call out, as you said, because we saw Pink DS Light very much commit to their pressure and also leave kind of little set play to make sure that if things get reversed, if things get messed up, I'm going to be okay. Like I said, a lot of those interactions in those first 2 games, it was leaving Pink DS Light neutral at worst, right? It took a long time for Abs to finally lock down a Pink DS Light in the corner. Even then, we were playing at a very safe range to get a lot of whiff punishes in. But ultimately, as you said, you brought up such a fantastic point there, Bruno. Hopefully, Abs can take away from that. But Cola, our boy, once again, how we feeling about this set between Pink DS Light and Abs?
Pink DS Light, more like you like on the Switch version at this point. You so ridiculous with that character. That's usually a matchup that Kim players, at least like season 1, didn't like. You know, the Hashogeki fake outs, one with the fireballs makes it hard to like slide in. It's a fireball pressure. You try to do the elbow drop. His DP has a decent distance. Try to go for that stand fierce. That crouching muta kick still has quite a bit of range. In fact, one of the most ranged out crouching muta kicks in the game is Ryu's, of all things. However, that uncomfortability that Pink just puts you through is what I think really made Abs not play in their comfortability in their area of things. You saw them kind of whiffing crouch fierce and going for panic DPs that were not timed properly. I do feel like Pink playing that way makes that Kim 10 times more powerful. We're actually going to take a quick chat with Pink real quick. Pink, I need you to come in here and say you're sorry for that.
I'm so sorry.
Beating
that she was given. No, I was so random. I got so random, bro. I got so random.
Don't. Why would you say that? The Kim
I
players
know,
already get in trouble for that.
I know what happened, and I feel bad. I feel bad. I'll do better next time. I promise.
You gotta carry yourself with pride on a victory like that, right? Being random is actually just so many levels of conditioning that you don't even know where you're at anymore. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
It's called mental stack. It's called mental stack.
I got lucky.
You're overloading the mental stack.
I saw those whiff DPs. I got lucky on a couple of those. I got lucky on a couple counter hits, and I feel like both of us. I felt it on both sides. Both of us just like were either like trying to warm up or got a little nervous, and me being random kind of took advantage of that in a mental stat kind of way. I suppose. I suppose.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Every game has luck in it. Every fighting game, every match got a little bit of luck in it, or a lot of it depending on what happens. So to be able to take advantage of that is a skill in and of itself.
Listen,
So
man, I'm the
and
winner
those are-
here.
those
I'm allowed to like my win
You're
and
downplaying
dislike
yourself.
my win.
all right, I'm gonna let you go.
I'll like
That
it better
make you
next
stronger. Combo. Quick questions.
I mean, I feel like you said it all, right? Like, I appreciate your insight and kind of self-reflection here of, like, despite the way things went, I gotta admit, I feel like you were playing a little bit too much in the Matrix, that first 2 games especially. I was like, wow, you are winning literally every interaction. Like, actually could not press a single button. It was pretty insane. So, you know what? Now that seeing your side of this coin, of, like, I just got really lucky, it's very interesting. I find it pretty funny. But at the end of the day, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. I think a lot of that was like, I just kind of got inspired by watching Shine last night. But
Shining Psycho.
yeah, that just pumped me up. That just pumped me
Okay.
up.
I see.
But
I feel that.
anyway, thanks guys.
All right, Pink. We'll see you later. Bruno, I know you had some words. You were holding that in, looking at you. You're like,
Yeah.
and then Pink had to go.
Yeah,
but, that's the way it goes.
Our bad, bro.
I'm just vibing.
But Bruno, you got any final words, bro? You got any final words, though? I'll let you have the final words.
No. I think that a Pink DS Lite was kind of remarking in the pre-match interview that they play a little bit more timid when it comes to the online setting, and I mean that was just like loose to the nth degree. So I'm really excited to see what a Pink DS Lite can continue to do, not just on these online tournaments, but on the biggest stages, because a Pink DS Lite playing loose, playing comfortable is a sight to see.
Well, we'll be seeing some more action after this break. We're going to take a quick one. When we return, more Collegiate Combat will be coming right at you. Don't go nowhere. Hey, before we get going, I want to give some love to Pagoda. Now, gotta do the ad read. The Stack Champion Series is brought to you by Pagoda Stacks. From crispy egg rolls to crunchy cream cheese wontons and savory crab ragoons, Pagoda Stacks is ready to crush your cravings. Shop for them in your freezer section at your local grocery store or get them delivered via Instacart. You'll find out with the links all around. But hey, on the real deal, thank you so much, Pagoda. You were giving big love out here to the collegiate stuff for a good long while. Sorry, the FGC, Street Fighter League US stuff, and we see you at the FGC stuff all the way around. We see you at all the events, online and offline. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's take a look at the schedule with my boys, Combo and Fake Bruno. We have already gone through a few of these matches, but I want to take a look at the schedule too as well to inform you of what's going down. Look at this fight card. Combo, Fake Bruno, how you feel about this? First of all, I'll start with you, Combo.
Ooh, we got Luke SFH coming in from Carthage College versus Cygnus from Talladega College. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to look at here. I know Luke SFH has also been a bit of a fan favorite. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm pretty excited. How about you, Bruno?
I think it's going to be a great match. That's for sure. Luke SFH, we have seen both Cygnus. We've seen both of these players in a lot of the CFGC Esports U tournaments. So definitely familiar with the gameplay. Luke SFH is another one of those players like a Pink DS Lite that has been on the biggest stages, been at EVO 2024. I'm not sure if Luke was at Frosty Faustings, but Luke is definitely one of the best up-and-coming JPs. I think since JP got the Crouch Fierce back, we've got a lot to look forward to in Luke SFH gameplay.
Yeah, their opponents are going to definitely hate that. We actually have Luke in the call. Chat about that a little bit. I definitely want to pick their brain about what's going on with JP. In fact, Luke, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Good. Hey, real quick though, what do you think about JP this season?
I think he is very underrated. I think you can see a lot of people who switched away from him starting to come back because he's been kind of slowly built back up once he after the big nerfs from season 1. But I think he's really strong, and I think people definitely don't put him as high as he should be.
Well, you about to showcase that tonight. Combo, what you got to say, bro?
Yeah, I mean, excited and happy to see the JP. I'm sure you get poked at a lot for, oh, why is your name Luke and you don't play Luke? So, you know, we're not going to worry about the low-hanging fruit too much. But, yeah, happy to see that you're out here representing JP, showing off that, you know what, this is a kind of underrepresented character. You know, we used to be meta. It's been a while. So, kind of how are you feeling about a lot of these, like, kind of incoming matchups now, as well as, you know, meta changing, characters getting patched, new characters being added? Do you feel like some of these new characters or new tools are more of an issue for JP than before, or?
I do think so, because I think like Akuma and Bison both I think do pretty well against JP, which is a struggle because they're two of the most popular characters in the game right now. But JP can kind of force people to play his own game, so you can kind of rely on other people not knowing the matchup a little more, which also is kind of a cause of a lot of people not playing him because they don't believe he's good. But I think that he can fight every character in the game, but just, yeah, some a little worse than others.
Yeah, what do you how are you feeling about this matchup coming up against Cygnus? How are you, like, what are you thinking about as you approach it?
Well, I think Cygnus plays Chun and Akuma, which are both I think he does pretty even into Chun, but like I said, Akuma's a little rough. So I'm hopefully just going to try to play my game and be able to switch it up from the really annoying to the hyper offensive, and hopefully be able to mix them up a little bit with that.
It's cool to get to see the underrepresented character on the stage here of the collegiate play. Luke, good luck to you. And so I guess if you're watching, good luck to you as well. We'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
All right, gents. Predictions, Combo. Who do you think will take it?
Ooh.
I think they're gone. Now that Luke's gone, who do you think will take it?
I don't know. This is an interesting one here, especially if we're looking at the potential like JP versus Akuma. I kind of feel like that feels like a very momentum heavy focused matchup too, right? Where it seemed like, you know, off the bat, Luke SFH is like, yeah, Akuma is definitely a hard character, right? He's just gonna jump in, blow me up. It's gonna be kind of rough to deal with this kind of stuff. But I feel like if JP can play the keep out game, or if, you know, Luke SFH implied that they kind of want to play on the offensive a little bit too, keep Akuma locked in the corner and getting counter hit and pressed on a lot, I don't know. I can see it going either way. Honestly, I want to, as of now though, maybe give it to Cygnus. I'm just feeling that like that a little bit of fear there from Luke SFH about the matchup. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to wait and see.
We'll be
Yeah, I
seeing real
think
soon
that
here.
a
You know what,
combo
Fake?
to your point,
Bruno, real
talk
quick,
to me.
I'm gonna let you. I'm afraid of what's about to happen. Two big boss characters about to fight it out. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna let you finish your point. Bye. Bye.
Yeah,
And
dude,
he's out of here.
I think that you make a great point about the counter hit scenarios. Like Luke, if he is able to force the corner, if he's able to do those counter hit setups that JP is so known for, Luke is a character, or a player rather, that is so familiar with JP that I am sure, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that he has labbed a lot of those corner scenarios, those wake up scenarios. So if he's able to get those off against Cygnus, I think that Luke SFH is going to make light work of this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, if we're taking a look at our set count records right now in Group B, since this is a Group B match, Luke SFH is near the top with a 2-1 record, while Cygnus is currently at a 0-2 record. So again, we got Cygnus kind of coming up as with someone with something to prove. So we'll see if Luke SFH's, new angle on how to maybe approach this matchup could cement their place among the top, or if Cygnus will actually start climbing the ranks.
And I think Luke SFH is one of those players that loves to play the balance of JP, where it's not just keep away, but a lot of pressure, not just in the corner, but in neutral. I'm going to put a lot of chip on your drive gauge, and we see that as Luke SFH is so close to forcing the burnout from the side of Akuma.
Ooh, yeah, we're seeing a drive rush in here from Cygnus as well, and there's the burnout, as you mentioned before. Now we have a low HP character up against a full screen zoner in burnout. Not just any full screen zoner, this is JP, my friend, the absolute monster here at this range, and that final Spire Pierce is going to wrap up that first round.
Yeah, definitely. Luke SFH already starting off, dominating, kind of sending a message here. As the overhead does land, Demon Flip is going to be something that if Cygnus wants to take this game, take this set, you're going to need to Demon Flip a lot. And as I say that, we see Cygnus traversing the full stage, getting the DI, forcing the corner scenario here. What is going to be the Oki scenario? Ooh, neutral jump. And Luke SFH not able to get the crouch fierce there.
Now we're seeing Luke SFH fight out of the corner, not getting anti-air despite crossing up. We get a nice little confirm into a final Hadouken. Now we're challenging here at mid-screen again. Ooh, that Shoryu will not be punished. EX Hadouken here, looking at one more. But it's not going to be enough to take it. Just yeah, we got some crouching light punch pressure here. Back to playing that full screen. We're going to trade Aspire for a Fireball and go to round 3.
The bars, I love it. And what was a dominant first round from Luke SFH now has been kind of mediated, and Cygnus able to tie rounds and force the corner. This is not a place that you want to be against any Shoto in Street Fighter 6.
Especially now as one is devastating as Akuma with that damage output and that kind of a soft skip neutral button in that Demon Flip. Ooh, but when you got so many rifts and spires coming your way, a little bit hard to start flipping your way in on over. Doesn't get anti on the jumping though. Still in burnout. Nice! Gets the punish counter on that DI after jumping over it. But after locking loose Luke SFH down in the corner, now we have Luke in burnout. Can Cygnus make something happen here, burnout?
I love the air-to-air for Cygnus, keeping Luke SFH in the corner, and the Demon Flip does get hit by the level 3. Critical art from Luke SFH will certainly be the first game. What a turnaround. I did not think that Demon Flip was going to get caught. I thought he had successfully baited out the level 3, and it was going to be a Cygnus game 1, but I stand corrected.
Wow. What a reversal out of the corner, but hey, I mean, that's the stuff that works. When your opponent least expects it, earn all that meter here in round 3. What do you got to lose? The game? So do they. And that's clearly a gamble that Luke SFH was willing to throw out, especially in reaction to that Demon Flip. And now here we are popping into our next game. Ooh! Teleport is going to get that perfect parry. Now we're going to see Cygnus push Luke SFH over into the corner. Nice perfect parry again. No needs for shorties or anti-airs. Stay in the corner. Now we got throw loops, Bruno.
Oh my gosh, baiting out the OD Amnesia. Certainly could have spent it all in order to get the kill, but now you're in the corner. You've got plenty of drive gauge, but I mean, if you don't play your cards right, this is going to be a really tricky scenario for Cygnus.
I'm surprised we're not seeing any EXDPs here just yet. We're seeing so much pressure and offense from Luke SFH. Cygnus not opting to use a single reversal when all this meter was available. Instead, allowing Luke SFH to build enough meter to drop the level 2 and actually get the drive gauge back. That is so rough. Cygnus had such a strong lead, but was just locked in the corner again. Akuma, that lower health character, is going to suffer from situations like these. But I'm really surprised. No EXDP.
Yeah, that comeback is going to be at the next EVO Awards, that's for sure. Luke SFH able to mitigate the damage that Cygnus had put on early in the round, and again, turning the tables, forcing the corner from the side of Akuma, trying to bait out those perfect parry attempts. Luke SFH is so comfortable in this position.
All right, jab it out. Luke SFH now burning so much drive, but it doesn't even matter when he gets such a strong jump in with level 2 online. And that Akuma is melted with all that psycho power.
Yeah, 9k health. It's level 2. It was a foregone conclusion that was going to kill him. Luke SFH sitting pretty, 2 games up so far in the set. These are first to 5s, and I think we've seen sweeps every single set so far. Let's see if Cygnus can rewrite the narrative and get on the board here.
Here we go now. We're playing some more Rifts and Spires full screen. Cygnus right back locked in this JP matchup. How am I, Mr. Shoto, going to try and approach full screen against this wizard? Ooh, we're seeing both now opt for a jump in, trying to play the mid-range instead. Punishes the fireball with a strong punish counter jump in here. Luke SFH racking up big damage with this drive rush wall combo here to Bruno. It is looking rough for Cygnus right now.
That was some of the most damage I've seen done in a combo without the use of super, I think, in the entirety of Street Fighter 6 life cycle. That was crazy. And Luke SFH is able to secure the round going up to set point here. And let's see what Cygnus can do.
Oh, here we go. That air-to-air challenge counter hit. Just a poke of damage, but it's also about the, hey, know your place, man. You're not jumping in on me for free. Okay. I like that empty hop back throw here into the Spires, too. Luke SFH is playing so confidently against Cygnus right now. It's like, I know where you want to be. I know what you want to do, and I'm not going to let you have it. You're going to have to hold all of my JP shenanigans instead as we got level 2 coming out.
Oh my god, and the drive reversal does get clipped by the level 2, and now you're in the corner. The overhead reset doesn't get capitalized upon. Luke SFH playing with his food.
Oh no!
Perfect
It doesn't matter!
From the side of Luke SFH, securing the W, a confident 3-0 from the JP. You sensed signs of timidity from Luke SFH in the pre-match interview, but that was nowhere to be seen. Dominant performance.
It was a farce. He led me astray. I was convinced. I was naive. Luke SFH played so confidently, played so smart. I do especially want to call out that very specific demon flip interaction where he got the level 3 reversal. It's just so mind-bogglingly shocking, right? But everything else was just, it screamed confident. There were a lot of situations where Luke SFH could have sat back, kept throwing out, your projectiles, your Spires, your Rifts, and he's like, no, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to land a counter hit. I'm going to throw them in the corner. I'm going to lock them down, right? It's Akuma. They die fast, and this is part of the mix-up game, right? Now I'm going to play aggro. My mid-range is still great. Akuma still has to deal with all my buttons. Like, I love that confidence from Luke SFH. It was commanding. It was dominating, and we see it here reflected in the 3-0 as we see Luke SFH move up 3-1 in the group. What a performance.
St. Cola, what do you got to say about that match?
Luke went nuclear. Shout out to my boy Femi for that one. But dropping the bomb of JP, reminding people how ridiculous that character is. And honestly, that is a hard matchup. If there are more fireballs thrown out from the Akuma player, the right sort of dive kicks, it's hard to anti. That's why you saw the level 3 and you saw different methods to go for the anti, or sometimes just wait it out, block it out, hold parry, not get caught up in the game of trying to always go that crouch fierce, which is better. And it's back to what it was in season 1 mostly, but it's not as good of a tool against characters that have those dive kicks. So I like that option. I like that approach of just being able to switch up your anti game for the right position, right time. As you mentioned, jumping in when they saw that they weren't going to go for those anti-airs on their side of things. Luke, fantastic job. Let's actually take a quick second to chat with him. Luke, we got to talk. You can't, you know what? I was going to say you can't be like that. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I could play this matchup and then cook up like that. However, the nicest people are always the biggest assholes when it comes to fighting games, when it comes down to actually battling. So congratulations. You proved that theory correct, and you took out your anger out on our Akuma friend. How did you feel about that matchup in terms of like studying? Like, do you play, I'm sure you play a lot of Akumas, but what do you do to practice against Akuma players? Like, what's your
I mean, a
practice
big
for
issue,
that?
which like a lot of characters have, is anti-airing Akuma, like with the ability to do all the different strengths, the fireballs, the dive kicks, the demon flip. So like there's a lot of drills you can do to kind of just work on that. but one thing he was doing was the very like Mac light fireball, which is very annoying to deal with as JP, because you kind of have to like preemptively deal with it. And so that was kind of, at least in that matchup, I kind of had to just walk back and hold it and kind of trust myself to win the next neutral engagement. But usually like I'll be trying to anti-air more, but especially I was playing very scared the first game and I didn't really do anything. So
I mean, it still paid off for you in dividends. I know in that kind of pre-match interview, you mentioned that you might think about getting in there a little bit and being annoying in that way, right? Locking down the Akuma, playing that mid-range instead of just playing the full screen. Let me Spire, let me, Rift or whatever. And so when those opportunities actually came, you challenged with jump-ins, you either air-to-aired or you had your own crazy kick pressure instead. Were those kind of moments of, okay, I intentionally see a good jump-in opportunity, or were you feeling that with your heart? Where was your mindset going into that?
It was more because like that first game, I felt like I was trying too hard to like play JP solid. Like I was trying too hard to do just the strict zoning, and that was probably like the weakest game. And so the second game, I kind of just tried to at least a couple times get corner pressure going, and when I did, it worked really well. Like there was the one round where I won pretty much from a pixel, like full health, just straight off corner pressure. And I think JP has probably some of the best corner pressure in the game if you can get him in there. So being able to push him offensively was definitely a lot better than playing passively.
So you're in the corner, you're in burnout, game 1, you got the level 3 off of the demon flip.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that scenario? What was going through your head as you were buffering level 3?
Since he did the medium punch target combo, like unless he was on Yomi level like 10 and knew that I was mashing level 3 and just did nothing after it, like a majority of players will cancel that into something. And like if he canceled it into light fireball, then my level 3 wouldn't have came out because there wouldn't have been a gap. But since he did something with a big enough gap, the mash came out pretty much no matter what he canceled into.
Smart stuff. Good matchup knowledge, and that practice was put into practice in the punches too as well. Good stuff. You move on with a very dominant score, another sweep we get to see today. I'm sure our friend will come back even stronger. So Luke, be prepared for that. But for now, congratulations and go enjoy your day.
Thank you. You guys too.
All right. So that JP well represented out here. Cabo, final thoughts?
Wow. I mean, just wow. Again, still lingers in my mind. I don't know why Akuma didn't EXDP when that very specific situation was brought up of JP just locking down Akuma when they themselves were in burnout in the corner when they were pretty much one EXDP away from death, right? That could have been the round. But nonetheless, very well played there from Luke, and I love that adaptation, especially in that second game, being like, I played way too scared. Time to jump in. Let's just mess with him. And it paid off.
I think the fact that he was able to so like cogently describe the scenarios that he was faced with, it just goes to show the level of awareness that you have to have as a player in order to perform at this level. So, big shout out to Luke SFH for being able to describe it and play that way.
Fantastic stuff so far, but halfway point, we're getting close to that marquee match at the very end. Even before that, it's going to be bangers upon bangers. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. Even more Street Fighter collegiate action coming right at you. Again, don't go nowhere.
To act
This next match is going to be 1, 2, 3 eyes coming up against a Dr. Iggy. They can say surgical with it in these streets. My name is St. Cole. I'm joined with Combo and Fake Bruno. We have a pretty damn good match. We've seen 3 eyes throughout in the online and offline circuits, the arenas. This guy is always ready to fight, the young gun with the guile. However, Dr. has not been doing so well starting off, and I feel like that's going to make him 10 times stronger and 10 times more dangerous. So 3 eyes better be prepared.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're having our contestants fill up, but we're going to be having another very exciting pre-match interview here, Bruno. Why don't you introduce our guest to us?
We've got Dr. Iggy. We have 3 eyes. How you guys feeling today?
Pretty good.
3 eyes. How you feeling heading into the match?
Didn't perform to my standard that I set for myself, and definitely my expectations, and probably a lot of other people's expectations too. So my hope is that I can show up, do a little better, have some fun.
And Dr. Iggy, I mean, you guys are in a similar spot in the group right now too. How have you been feeling about your performance so far, and how are you kind of approaching going into this next set?
If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. What's great is that JP Guile. This is like, I mean, a bear loves the woods. JP loves the Guile matchup.
You couldn't say it any better, bro. That's all good matchup for Guile. I already have my questions answered, so I just want y'all get to it and good luck. Remember, have fun and play for yourselves out here. Feel me?
Well, best of luck to both of you. Very excited to see how crazy this set's gonna be.
All right. That's gonna be Guile. JP as our next match. Good luck, boys. We'll see you soon. Just going into this, to kind of pull more points to that, the JP and Guile matchup. JP has, fantastic fireballs. He's got the Pierce to dissuade Guile from running his fireballs. He's one of the rare characters that can keep up with the way that Guile would like to do. And if you don't have the booms, all you have is buttons. Well, that's not the best thing for Guile, now is it? That's kind of eliminating a lot of his game plan. So if he can't land what he wants, that's going to dissuade Guile from having that control, which JP can do continuously. He was worse in season 1 with that. And I think it was like before I don't want to say like a 7-3, maybe like a hard 6-4, but now it's like a soft 6-4, like a 5.5, but still something that Guile players do not want to have to deal with.
I mean, not to say Guile has terrible buttons or anything like that, but with so much of the game plan relying upon boom presence and projectile presence, and the fact that Guile is the zoner, right? Guile is usually not the one that's going to be approaching. Now being kind of outclassed in regard, it's going to be wild. But how are we feeling about this one, Bruno?
I think that it's given that NuckleDu, as we head into the match, thank you, Cola, for your insight. As we head into the match, it's like my baseline is NuckleDu went Cammy for this matchup specifically, and given that a player of that caliber went a different matchup for specifically because of JP, that just says all you've got to know about it.
Yeah, that is genuine understanding of this just isn't working. No matter how hard I try, it's not worth it. Let me pull out the Cammy, but 3 eyes here, at least for this first game, sticking with the Guile. He's gonna drive rush up the back throw here. Ooh, okay. EX Boom is actually gonna tear through whatever JP has to throw. That's gonna be a whip punish. No whip punish here from 3 eyes though. Not even trying to approach, just a little bit. Ooh, now he's getting stuffed out. This is that JP win condition, and this is where Guile is really gonna struggle.
What's really interesting is 3 eyes has to really manage the way that he is traversing the stage. In Street Fighter 6, going left and right without drive rush, it's not like one of the highlighted portions of neutral, but in a matchup like this, and we've already seen it from 3 eyes, just patiently going in and out of JP's effective range in terms of normals, I think that's a really interesting difference that this matchup has from other traditional matchups that you see in Street Fighter 6.
Wow, we're seeing Dr. Iggy try to land his jump-ins on all these Sonic booms, but Dr. Iggy still in burnout, finally getting 3 eyes to the same spot. Getting a nice little target combo confirmed into the flash kick. Oh, we're seeing a level 1 for all this chip damage, but it's not going to be enough. 3 eyes actually securing that first round after Dr. Iggy pressed the button.
Yeah, and a regular boom is all that Three Eyes needed in order to get the punish on the level 1. Oh, we see the overhead from Dr. Iggy. But we were like close to a timeout there. That is the first that we've seen, I feel like, in all of Esports U and all of Snack Champions, as Three Eyes is able to get the perfect parry there and force the wake up situation. Okay, we see the, oh, you tried the perfect parry attempt in neutral and you're paying the price for it. Are we going to cancel into level 3?
Oh, we get some boom loops here. Oh no, it dropped! This is gonna be such a big punish here. We're gonna see how much Dr. Iggy actually wants to end up spending. That's about sort of your health bar, and now you're a full screen in a burnout. That is so unfortunate there for Three Eyes. That could have been the end of this first game. But instead, Dr. Iggy is gonna get the level 2 popped out instead, and now we are even in health here, Bruno. Oh, one counter hit, boom, another one to connect as well. Dry Gauge is back. What's gonna happen, Bruno?
Oh my goodness, it was the perfect parry attempt. It was the parry attempt rather from Dr. Iggy that forced the burnout and the chip. Three Eyes able to take game 1, and for a zoner to zoner matchup, that has my heart rate pumping.
As you said, right, we were inching towards a timeout, which is the first that we have seen in a long, long time, especially with such otherwise high-octane games. Not to say this isn't high-octane with the timer going up, but that's kind of how it expects to see with these kind of double zoner matchups. Nonetheless, Three Eyes keeping things heated and exciting as they have to be the one approaching in this specific matchup.
But as I mentioned, it's all about the movement, and Three Eyes so kind of deftly going in and out, trying to aggress against Dr. Iggy in the corner, and that literally baits out the normal that Three Eyes was able to punish and get the punish counter, but Dr. Iggy coming back with the vengeance.
Here we go, okay. Trying to dash up, parry finds your opening here. Three Eyes looking for that boom. Crane opening, nice. Get the drive rush, kick in even on parry. It's all about trying to make this range a lot more playable. Now we're cashing out on some drive gauge to close out with a flash kick and take this next round. Three Eyes looking good here, Bruno.
Yeah, that was an excellent check on the drive rush from Dr. Iggy, and if Three Eyes is able to whip punish, as I say that we get the huge punish counter with the sweep. If Three Eyes is able to bait out those normals and get the whip punishes, it is going to be a quick rest of the set.
We have a parrying response here from Dr. Iggy, but it's not enough to get anything going. And Three Eyes still playing at that medium range with the kicks, finally getting the drive rush in overhead for a solid confirm here from Dr. Iggy, putting Three Eyes back at full screen, now having to deal with everything JP has to throw out from the kitchen sink. Here we go, swept down low, and gotta hold this meaty counter hit. This is big damage here. Finally, an opportunity for Dr. Iggy to show what JP can really do.
Setting up the zoning pressure, but we did not opt to spend the level 3 from the side of Dr. Iggy. I wonder if that decision is going to be in vain here, as Three Eyes has the corner, putting pressure onto this JP, and we've got CA, that will be it! You should have spent Dr. Iggy because Three Eyes is taking it. Game 2.
Wow! Oh my goodness, Three Eyes is like, I don't care what you're doing, I need to get in there. That is my only imperative in this matchup right now. Get me in. One or two well-placed booms into a solid drive rush, and it's just about pressure. It was just overhead after overhead, with or without drive rush, but finally the drive rush overhead is going to lead to a combo, which we saw expending that level 3 to close out that second game. Wow, contrary to what was expected out of this matchup, Three Eyes is putting in work with the guile.
As Dr. Iggy is able to get that punish counter throw, but it just really seems like Three Eyes is guessing right on all situations, pressing buttons at the right times, just a really solid read on what Dr. Iggy wants to do, able to get the anti-air, but the lights into the swipe from Dr. Iggy sets up the full screen scenario once again. We have seen Dr. Iggy go for the command throw attempt, and that was the first time, I believe, in this set that it's worked out in his favor.
Yep, it's been a bit. Now we're seeing Dr. Iggy kind of fish for some overheads as well, but it's right back to Three Eyes trying to play the guile game plan of boom. Find my way in, the jump in will get anti-aired by Dr. Iggy, keeping an eye out. Oh no! And they're getting punished counter themselves. You can't challenge these booms like that. It's looking a little bit tough here for Dr. Iggy. They're inching further closer towards the corner. What are we going to see next year, Bruno?
Man, it just seems like the Jaws theme is playing as Three Eyes is approaching slowly and menacingly. And although Three Eyes is at a life deficit, we have seen greater comebacks previously in this set so far. I mean, but it does look like Dr. Iggy is going to be able to get around on the board as we approach closely to another timeout. These guys are going the distance, looking like Hercules out here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in burnout and you're so close to death by chip by JP, you kind of know the vibes. Nice. Actually waking up with a standing block this time around, not to get overhead comboed. Good adaptation there from Dr. Iggy. It's a very scary mix to try and challenge, but good to see that confidence here. Now we're fighting our way out of the corner as well, trying to catch the approach. Now again, that's a nice sweep, but we're gonna see the opening here for 3 Eyes, and it begins. The blender.
This is guess the game. If we get an opening, ooh, the DI is able to relieve some of that pressure. Dr. Iggy will certainly spend level 3 here. Come on. Oh my goodness, 3 Eyes has a chance.
Opts to not use the CA just yet, but you know it's one touch and that CA is coming out. But right now, it's some Sonic Boom Fresh. You're gonna drive Fresh in low, hold these plus frames, tries to jump over the slasher. Gets a throw afterwards. In this mid-range distance right now, we're trying to see 3 Eyes approach. That drive gauge is getting low though, despite all the parrying. Oh no! Gets stuffed on the activation of the level 1. Dr. Iggy didn't even need the critical art there, Bruno. What sheer confidence!
I'm not sure what that level 1 was from the side of 3 Eyes, but Dr. Iggy able to get a game on the board, and after what could have been a dramatic comeback from 3 Eyes, because the level 3 was not spent, Dr. Iggy was able to secure it, but 3 Eyes already forcing a point here from JP. Oh, but the OD projectile able to get the full screen situation, but 3 Eyes is back in.
There it is. Now we're trying to fight our way out of the situation here from Dr. Iggy, but 3 Eyes going to cross himself up just to make sure we land the counter hit and get a nice little punish, and now he's just running him down full stream. Dr. Iggy afraid to press a button right now. Again, the jump, it's going to get hard punish here. Now we're spending some drive gauge as well. This should be enough, and 3 Eyes right here on the cusp of victory for a 3-1 over Dr. Iggy in what seems like an otherwise very difficult matchup. Here we go, Bruno. This could be our last round.
It is exceptional that 3 Eyes is playing so confidently right now, especially when Guile isn't often forced to play this way in matchups. In Street Fighter 6, Guile is the one, as 3 Eyes goes for the throw attempt on Wake Up and kind of errant throw right there, but Guile doesn't have to play this way, and yet 3 Eyes seems so adept and confident and comfortable playing this aggressive style. Do we spend, I think we get level 3 here.
Yeah, we're seeing the boom loops here. Oh, actually drops it. That might be an intentional call here, and now we're seeing the level 2 and the level 1 in response to land the KO, and 3 Eyes walks away the victor. 3-1, Guile over JP. Oh my goodness.
Is that tech? The level 1 on the level 2 activation? Is 3 Eyes living in 3025? In the future? 3 Eyes tapping into the 3rd eye with that level 1 activation and some dominant play from the Guile, neutralizing the JP matchup. We did see the JP say that like a bear loves the woods, JP loves Guile, but 3 Eyes saying I ain't having none of that.
If a bear dies in the woods and no one was around to hear it, did the bear really die in the woods? But I do gotta say, I think it helps a lot that Luke SFH is coming in from the same school as 3 Eyes, right? Luke SFH, of course, being another very, very strong JP. And I imagine, of course, once we get 3 Eyes up here for interview, it's one thing I'm definitely going to ask him. I imagine that matchup familiarity is going to come a lot from practicing with your own teammate effectively, right? So I'm curious to see kind of what the thoughts are and how maybe Dr. Iggy compares to how Luke SFH plays and what was kind of going through their head. I'm very curious.
That is a great point. As we get Sankola here to share some thoughts.
Wow. That was good tech right there. Using that level 1, I think it's like 7 or 8 frames to start up. And I believe level 2, the activation is a little bit slower this season, or like whatever happened in season 2 at some point. So good understanding of like seeing that level 2 activate, seeing the flash, hitting the level 1, and then getting that done. Very good stuff. That's those things where you've labbed that out because you do not have to deal with what comes next. Level 2 is so dangerous. So 3 Eyes, when we've seen him compete online and offline, that's a product good work right there. As y'all mentioned, probably has played that homie quite a bit. You know, they run into the same squad, so it's possible they've already had a little bit of that matchup knowledge on deck. 3 Eyes, my brother, good stuff. It was a 3-1 right there. Pretty dang good stuff. Good way to finish things off. I want to ask him also, 3 Eyes, real quick. That was that a reaction just in general, or you kind of react and predicted the level 2? Because I know you can do that on reaction, but were you waiting for that level 2 to happen?
That was a reaction. I didn't predict the level 2 there. I just noticed that it was close enough. I was like, oh, here's an opportunity.
Let it rip, like his Beyblade. But yeah, I was talking to Bruno about this a little bit. But I noticed that you and Luke SFH are coming in from the same school, kind of like I imagine you two end up playing the matchup a lot here for Guile JP. Most JP is going to consider that very JP favored, but you clearly seem to be very confident in your approaches. How did Dr. Iggy kind of compare to what you're used to with Luke SFH? What was your thought process going into this matchup?
So generally, Luke's JP is a lot more is actually a lot more aggressive. And one thing that I was able to understand that a lot of JPs actually kind of get uncomfortable when you steal the mid range, but you don't go in, right? Like I don't know if you saw, like I would get the mid range, I'd start playing neutral, and it would force him to just like mash the sweep and whatnot, and that's free punishes. So, well, it's one of those things where a lot of JPs, they get confused, especially since Guile doesn't have the best whip punish options. When you're whip punishing their long disjointed normals, and I think that's the key to that matchup. You want to beat the spikes by forward dashing, right? Because you're just plus enough not to get hit by the next one. But if you keep doing it and you try to go point blank, it's actually a risk now because they get a free drive rush and you get a lot of issues there. So just stealing the first bit of space and then slowly taking back control with neutral game, and being slightly preemptive but mostly reactive, I think is the key. Because a lot of JPs as well love to throw out the OD ghosts, which is really difficult to deal with if you're just trying to throw booms all day, right? So the way you beat that is just by being solid with your meter management and watching every single little bit of the obstacle course that's going on, and making sure that if when they're about to do either a portal or something like that, that you can do an OD boom to stop the animation right as it starts, and then all of his stuff shuts down, right? Once all of his stuff shuts down, I can be Guile again. I can actually start chucking booms until he perfect parries, right? So that's the key, I think, in that matchup. And the thing that Luke gets me a lot with is that he will do kind of what a lot of rushdown strats do, where if he feels like he's losing in neutral, he'll actually go do like a small block string, like jab into the spin, what's it called, street bog, I think, I don't know. And then instead of just doing JP things after, he'll actually drive rush, and you don't expect it. You know what I mean? So I think in a lot of ways, I've tried to figure out this matchup a lot, but there's a lot more to learn, and it's not easy even still when you know it. But the key is having your meter and putting him in the corner, because when you have him in the corner, you set up the Sonic Blade. He can't do amnesia through it, so that's also a really good plus. And now he has to deal with your offense.
Well, good stuff to you, Three Eyes. The humility saying that it's not easy to pick it apart, but you clearly showed some mastery there. So best of luck to you. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one.
He's like a young Knuckle Dew without being so toxic. All right, Three Eyes, absolutely fantastic on the Guile. He's been grinding it out in terms of CEO. We've seen him at his locals. He comes down to our locals, obviously in the Midwest, in terms of Ignite and things like that over Chicago. Magic 4 shots to them. Those are the homies out there, but also real deal stuff. You see all that practice put on the paper. He's doing mad work.
Yeah, you can really tell that this is a matchup that Three Eyes has studied a lot, and I think it helps that Luke is around to be someone that's so available and so active to kind of practice with and learn like so many micro interactions. The fact that they're like that Three Eyes is like JP is uncomfortable at this range after they've been challenged, right? The mid range, you challenge them and you're not going in; they are uncomfortable. I've never even thought about something like that, but it's that's how much like depth of matchup knowledge that there is. So I love Three Eyes' analytical mind there. And I really hope to see them further their game plan and keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that Three Eyes on the pre-match interview mentioned being concerned about playing to the caliber of his gameplay, it's like, okay, you dropped a level 3 to secure one of the rounds. How do you collect yourself in order to keep on moving forward and get the W? And I think we saw it on display there. So big shout outs to Three Eyes.
Big shouts to him, and big shouts to all of you watching, enjoying this great Street Fighter action. Hey, we're going to take a break, but just because, reward you with more action. So don't go nowhere. I mean it. Now, I know some of y'all are hungry to get on this collegiate action. If you are in college, well, we have a place to play right now. CFGC does have a weekly, in combination, I should say, with Esports U. CSF Weekly Tournament 2 is open for registration right now. It ends tomorrow. Register ASAP. It's on every Tuesday. So when I say with CFGC, I mean that the players you'll see out there will be out here too as well. This combination of all the people from around the U.S. trying to get some of that money. $500 running for 10 weeks. Sign up ASAP. You feel me? $50 to each winner weekly. Sign up right now. Shout outs, Esports U, for putting that on out of their pockets. Appreciate them. And we're about to get out of pocket right now. 2 family members feuding. Is that fratricide? I don't know what it is, but it's about to be somebody's side in a second here, because we got the match that some of y'all are waiting for. These homies going to go blow to blow, toe to toe, and we're going to see who remains. In fact, I think they're in the call right now. Hippo and Davey are our next match, and they're sitting side by side.
Here we go.
Davey, Hippo, my boys. Davey, I'll start with you. How you feeling?
Honestly, I lost my match earlier, but I feel good. It's always good to be on stream.
All right. Hippo.
I'm gonna continue my 3-0 reign on everyone else. I've been beating booty 3-0 everyone. I'm gonna continue it. No exceptions here. Just destroy Davey. I'm out for D-Knock next. Don't sweat it.
We got more than Blackpool. All right.
Okay. So I want to keep it grounded, right? My Dallas, heart is a little bit curious as well. How far back does your rivalry go? What would you guys say is the first fighting game where this has become a thing between you two? And how many years has it been since you guys carried this forward?
I don't know if y'all have seen it. We've sent it to production. We have a actual baby picture of us playing what is probably Smash 64.
I'm assuming it's Mario Kart 64.
It's either Mario Kart 64 or Smash 64, but we grew up as Smash players, like in Melee. Bro.
Oh, in Melee after school, I'd pull into his place, give him the hands. Go back and forth.
Growing up, age like 5 to 12, every day, 2 months on Melee, grinding.
What would you guys say is the lifetime set count between you two? Who's up across every game, across everything? Who's got it? Who's got it right now?
I gotta give it up.
It comes in waves, man.
It does come in waves.
1 year, it's my year. 1 year, it's his year.
I'd say since the majority of the time we were playing in Smash Ultimate, he definitely had my number there for like the longest time. So I gotta give it up to him. But I'd say
I have his number in Street Fighter also.
Hell no. Count it in locals. Count it offline.
I'll give it up. Like, he beat me last time, but other times, man, like, you know what I mean?
I don't want to hear it.
We shall see. But I want to know, how do you guys approach the matchup? Since you guys are family members, are you pulling punches? Are you going balls to the wall? Like, what's the vibe like? Are you guys going to be talking to each other after the set? Is it still going to be friendly vibes?
Of course, yeah.
It's afterwards. Of course, it's friendly vibes. I think during though, it's usually just it's time to work. Like, it's different. And whenever we're in bracket, whenever we're playing, stuff with stakes on the line, it's usually just time to work.
And the thing is, like, we grew up playing each other, so like, I know all of his tricks. He knows all of my tricks. It might get frustrating sometimes when my cheap tricks don't work. I'm not gonna lie.
When I call out his cheap tricks and I get hit by it, though, I get so mad.
Fair. I like that y'all have that seriousness in the battle, but outside y'all homies, obviously. So that's good. Keep that competitive spirit up without being too toxic and punching drywall. So you know what? I want to see y'all play. So go away. Get out of here. Skedaddle. Get in the match. Yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited for this, man. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. This is gonna be one for the ages. I mean, I've been watching David and Hippo play, especially in their reign during Smash Ultimate. They've been around a couple of years, and that's where I spent a lot of my collegiate time when I was over at UTD, right? So we had Davey as a sister school, right? And my team would be up against their team, and I'd be like, yo, that Davey guy is kind of clean, though. So I had a great time just kind of watching them through the years, and now seeing them both hop on Street Fighter. They're both button heads like this. I never could have imagined it, but, man, I am pumped. I'm stoked.
You guys are excited, but I'm nervous that there's going to be blood on my hands for facilitating like the end of a family line right now. I feel partly responsible for what's about to go down, and you guys are like giddy and foaming at the mouth. but I'm just like nervous about the family dynamics.
Dude, it's like a new Tekken game dropping. You want to see that Mishima family drama, right? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Well, one may stay and one may go, at least for the interview after this. And one is probably going to go, I don't know where they're going to go, actually. I was going to say go away, sad, but they're both in the same area, so maybe they'll take like a lap around the building and come back with their helmet cooled off. Either way, I want to see this match, so I'm going to go away. I'm going to leave it to y'all. Bye.
Cola brings up a good point about the fact that whoever wins, like, we can't have the other person in the interview. No matter how friendly the vibes are, no, I am interviewing the winner and the winner only.
That's what it is, and I think they understand that. You know, like Hippo said, right? You know, it's all great homie vibes. These guys have known each other their entire lives. They've been gaming together their entire lives. But when there's stakes on the line, when we are in bracket, we are on a collegiate showcase, it's time to work. It's time to work, baby, and I love it. I love that Hippo is like, it's straight shot, we get it done, right? We be doing work here, and that's what I want to see here. Bruno.
Talking about characters, talking about going to work, two characters that absolutely have to clock in for their respective matchups. It is like Neutral City, it is Patience City, as Davey is making the most of it, securing the first round. I wonder if that is a sign of things to come. The Dawson, light work, ooh, that is familial ties right there.
Yeah, that's a hard call out.
It's going to be the perfect parry attempt. That is a family call out.
Oh, I like it. And that's the kind of stuff I want to be seeing here between these two. Just so much awareness and familiarity of all these repeated situations. I can't even imagine the amount of times that these guys have played, not only in this game, but in every video game throughout their whole life. So just to see calling out one another's habits like this, it's gonna be a treat.
Quick like confirm in order to get the drive gauge back from the side of Davey. Oh, the level 2 does that? That is a big brain family style level 2, and the life gauge is equalized. The drive rush overhead. You had to kill. What is going on here, though?
He went for the hops instead, and now we're getting a heavy punch in. Giving that first came up to Davey. What was that? I have no idea, but we're gonna hop into his next game and see if there's something to switch up.
The thing is that we've seen it a couple times, like miscues from either player so far in this tournament, but it hits a little bit different when it's a family member.
Yeah, it's possible that was like a multiversal level read based on so many interactions they've had in the past, and Hippo was like, I'm gonna go for the soul read right now. They're trying to mass jump out of this situation, I'm gonna stomp you. Maybe, you know, maybe. At this point, it's so hard to tell what might be a misinput, what might be a mistake, or what might just be so many levels of reading each other's minds.
Oh my lord, the level 1 is able to relieve the pressure from the side of Hippo, and Davey, that wasn't just family pressure in the corner, that was, I've labbed these scenarios out. I'm playing a character who is not like super top tier in Street Fighter 6, so I have to have the lab work set up and established. I mean, these guys are even blow for blow, band for band right now.
That's right, we had to get that drive reversal. It's a bit of a get off. He tries to jump out of the corner, but Hippo just pops the drive impact to take that first round here of the second game. Immediate anti-air from Davey says, sit down, but the teleport is going to get stuffed out almost immediately. The heavy punch is going to land. The drill will. We're seeing Hippo mash out just a little bit, have to hold some of this pressure, Bruno.
I hadn't even considered how back heavy punch from Dalsum kind of neutralizes all of the air options that M. Bison might have. I wonder if that is, we're going to be seeing a lot of that throughout the set.
That's a good call here for sure, but right now Davey is just mixing up Hippo in his face. Hippo hasn't known what button to press for the last like 20 seconds. As Davey just sits, loops in some slides, some jump in place heavy punches after drilling on in, some nice drive rush pressure, and again, jumping at the perfect time. Whether it's a low challenge or a throw, Davey gets that jump in confirmed.
Yeah, Davey was all over Hippo like white on rice, just absolutely baiting the technicals, and Davey just so familiar with the times that Hippo is going to want to press, going to want to tech, and just making the most of it. Oh my god, the confirm into level 1 Davey, not just with the awareness, but the reactions. Absolutely dominant play so far from Davey.
Oh, here we go. All right, we're going for some driver's pressure here again from Davey. Hippo on the back foot yet again. How are we doing with this full screen Dawson Zoner right now? We throw out that EX Psycho Crusher, but it was a little bit too predictable as Davey was ready with that jump heavy punch. And look at this throw pressure, Bruno. Hippo is almost in burnout here in round 3. Tries to jump in and challenge, but it's just so rough for Hippo right now.
And Hippo just kind of playing a little bit off kilter. So many scenarios there where Dawson was throwing out those full screen normals and not hitting Bison's block, opening up for a whiff punish attempt. We saw the perfect parry attempt from Dawson that wasn't punished with the throw. I feel like Hippo's kind of in his head a little bit.
Yeah, it's really starting to add up too as we are now well into our third game, first round. Davey's looking at a near perfect right now, whiffs that drive rush throw, but that definitely would have connected. We got the spacing down right. Now looking for that jump heavy punch, doesn't even need it as we slide on in and get our lights to confirm it to a drive rush. Davey is 1 round away from stomping Hippo with the loss on the record.
And although Hippo was able to get the opening on round start, it just immediately, the tides immediately turned and kind of resulted in Davey's favor. And here, Davey is just putting on so much pressure, trying to take things 3-0, securing the almost near perfect 3-0 throughout the entire tournament with the exception of one set. My goodness.
This drill pressure has been ridiculous. Davey has really been getting the meat of their damage off actually boxing with Bison, whether it be these instant aerial drill downs or the jump in place heavy punches. It seems like Davey is so willing to actually fight in Hippo's face. Only now, finally, we're seeing some signs of life from Hippo, expending that drive rush gauge, gets a solid meaty counter hit. This is big.
Oh my gosh, and did not need to spend anything to secure the round. That puts Hippo in really great position to potentially get a game on the board. That evil knee looking absolutely vicious there, but not if Davey can say anything about it. Davey putting on the pressure here, piecing Hippo up, going into the level 3. That will not kill, but it's certainly going to be close to a guess for game scenario here on Wake Up for Davey.
Wow, this is another masterclass in Dawson mid-range boxing right in here. I'm just so surprised that Davey is so confident and the super doesn't even connect. You're gonna get the fireball bouncing instead as Davey just stands there menacingly as Bison is incinerated and put down to the ground. What a commanding 3-0 right there from Davey. That was a massacre. That was brutal. And in your face that often at that too. I mean, we know Bison doesn't really have a lot of reversal options, right? You're gonna have to expend meter to make something work. But when you are getting locked down by Dawson in a boxing game mid-screen, oh, it's all about the mix-ups. And Davey really had Hippo's number.
Yeah, Davey was piecing Hippo up. Just so many openings, so many counter hit scenarios. Hippo looking absolutely frazzled, not knowing what to do on block, teching at the wrong times, pressing at the wrong times. I think that Davey had Hippo's number this set. Cola, what do you think?
It really added up.
I swear to God, I am not downplaying when I say this, but I've always thought Sim does well against Bison. But it's one of those things we have to keep Bison out as much as possible. I swear. Don't look at me like that. It's true. Other players, Sim players, even would agree with me on this. I've talked to ones in Japan, EU, and the US. They would agree with me on this. But it's really one of those things where whoever gets knocked down, it's going to be worse off. And I think for some interactions, it's better off for Bison, but those don't really happen. Good calls for the dot kicks, as you mentioned, to catch the throws and buttons preemptively. Have these big leads is what Sim would like to have. Now, what I like to have is the boys come back up on the mic to talk. And, one of them, actually, just to talk about what happened there. In fact, the loser can't even be on the screen. Do not put the loser on the screen. I know Bison.
Let me move the cameras. He's over there.
Nope. I know Bison weak.
Wait, my
But Davey kind of. I'm sorry, Hippo. Davey kind of cooked you up, bro. It's.
Yep. We can hear you. We got you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
How you feeling, Davey?
Yeah, I feel good.
So I bet, after all this time you guys have spent playing together, you kind of had some vision of how this was going to play out in your mind. Was this consistent with what you were expecting, or was this a little easier, a little harder? What do you think?
I mean, like I said earlier, like I have the record in Street Fighter. Like he won last time, but normally this is what happens.
Okay, Cola just went on a tirade about the fact that Bison is weak to Dhalsim. Do you agree
I said
with this
even.
sentiment, Brady?
I
Talk
said
to
even.
me.
Okay.
Shuhei Matsumoto-san,
I
do
said
not, I
even.
know you're watching right
Low-key,
now.
okay.
Do not change this character based on
I said
Cola's
even.
comments.
I think it's a matchup where this particular matchup, if the Bison doesn't really know what to do, Dhalsim destroys Bison, right? But if the Bison studies, it's pretty hard for Dhalsim. I'm not gonna lie.
So what you're saying?
You're
is
saying your
that
homie didn't study.
He did not do the
saying that he
homework,
studied.
the lab work.
I'm not saying that exactly. I'm saying maybe I study too.
Run it
back,
if I were
run
you,
it back. He's talking
I would
smack,
not be.
Hippo.
I would not be
You
taking
gotta
this
get back,
man
bro.
down,
This-
Hippo. This tough. This tough. This is tough. This is tough. All right, thank you both. Both of you cousins put on a wonderful show here.
Thank
We had
you.
a great time. Love that you were both able to represent UTR to Let's Go Texas. But yeah, you guys both enjoy the rest of your night. Hopefully the car ride home won't be too awkward as you guys enjoy the rest of your time. We'll see you back on here in the future. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Wow. I was gonna say something like Bison needs buffs, but I guess I
Okay,
won't.
whoa,
He played
whoa,
really
whoa.
well.
All
I guess
right,
he was cooking with the sim. You know, he had the pot on, he had the pilot on, and he was
Yeah.
putting his homie up in the pan. Had himself a little bit of Hippo.
It was solid. It was incredible. I'm glad we just had so much of that family drama, that tension, and then it paid off in such a crazy, like, strong, dominant performance from that Dhalsim. And then Davey was just so confident. He was like, "Yeah, this is how it's supposed to go. This is what the script is supposed to be. If only these supposed Bison players studied a little bit more, things could be different." So I'm excited to see the future of both these players and their careers, both individually as players and into each other. But yeah, how do you feel about this one, Bruno?
I feel like we are all the RDC world meme of like the Olympic instigator, the Mark Williams joint. I talked about being scared about having blood on my hands, but I just got caught up in the bloodlust and started like feeding into this frenzy. And again, Matsumoto-san, I know you're watching. Do not change this game based on St. Cola's off-base comments.
You know what,
Buff
bro?
Rashid level 2.
Well, you know what? Actually, that's it. I'm booking my flight to Japan. I'm gonna be there at Capcom Cup next week. I'm gonna talk to him personally and dissuade him from what you said. In fact, let me go do that. I'm gonna take a break. We're all gonna take a break. Return. There'll be more collegiate action coming your way. Y'all don't want to go nowhere. Where's the flight coordinates here? Let me just go find them. Bye. Final match of the day. We have finally arrived. We've already had our family feud. Now it's time to finish the fight with something
everybody here is very
a
good
little bit
for the most
harmful,
part, so.
as one might say. But we'll see what happens with that. My name is Cole. I'm joined with Combo, Fake Bruno. Harms has been one to beat from what I hear from on the streets. You know, Plains, a few other people. We've seen how well Harms has done, but Asteria could definitely take them down. Combo, Fake Bruno, how you feel about our final fight?
I'm feeling pretty good here. These both these players have pretty strong records here in Group B. We got Asteria at 3-1 right now, and we're seeing Harms at a solid 2-0. So I'm excited to see. Kind of, it feels like it's two of those unstoppable forces coming at one another. Are some of the front runners here for Group B. So this is kind of a fight for territory, king of the hill. You know, who's on top? Who's the big dog? So I'm excited. Let's see it. Let's get it moving.
Not only that, but it's like a really interesting setup of matchups. You've got the Honda, you got the Ed. That's not a matchup that you see often played. So I wonder if either of these players have a lot of experience with the other. So I think we're going to see it on display here.
All right, let's get them in here and get them barking. Let's get this dog barking. Asteria and Harms. First of all, start off with Asteria. Asteria, how you doing? How you feeling?
Doing pretty good, you know. I'm excited to play against Harms. I've played against him a couple of times, and it's always been fun games, that's for sure. So excited to get back out there.
All right, Harms, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I was feeling better like 2 hours ago, but my internet went out, and so now I had to like move spaces to the library. But that's okay. We make it work. That's why we have esports facilities. It's good.
True.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited to play this match. We're gonna get right into it.
So I guess coming into Harms here, then I know there's been a bit of a shakeup recently of just trying to get everything together. So for one, we're happy to have you. Glad that you're able to make it here. But two, now that even though you said you feel a bit better 2 hours ago, how would you feel about this matchup in particular? Asteria mentioned you guys have played before in the past. Kind of, how do those numbers feel like they play out, and what do you kind of expect coming into this next set?
Yeah, he's right. I've played Asteria before. I think the matchup is a little hard for Honda. Like, Ed's buttons are a lot better, but like Ed's DP is slow. He has like a hard time anti-airing, hard time dealing with like Honda special moves. So yeah, just like playing around that balance, I think.
Asteria, I want to know, so playing individually as a fighting game player, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of pride on the line, but then you've got the added implication of the fact that you're representing Boise State. What is playing for your university, like, how does that affect, does it affect the way that you play, and if it does, how?
I think it does definitely affect me a little more. Like, it feels like I have a little bit more pressure on me since I'm actually representing like an organization, an institution. But one of my friends said to me once that pressure is earned, so I feel like that's kind of a good thing to have. So I'm just gonna go out there. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna hopefully anti-air him. I'm just gonna do my best out here. Hopefully win. If I lose, I lose. That's all. The best is all I can do. So
pressure is
earned.
earned. I like
that. That's a bar. Isn't that a bar? Pressure is earned. You know what? We'll see who has got that fire, and we'll see who gets cooked. We'll let y'all go and battle it out as our final bout. So we'll see the winner after you guys get done fighting, I guess. Good luck, Harms, Asteria.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Yes. Combo, Fake Bruno. You know what? I got to agree. I think Ed definitely has the leverage in the buttons, but Harm has that beautiful stand medium punch. 10 frame with the quickness. So you got to be able to get it and stay in against that character. Harm has proven that he can put Harms in hands on any man's out here. Doesn't matter who it is. So we've seen the work they've done previously. We've seen them online and offline. We've seen them at DreamHack and things like that. Asteria has their work cut out for them, but I'm excited. Combo, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Seems like they're both pretty insightful about their matchups. They're both kind of familiar with one another, so it feels like a kind of in that burgeoning process of really getting the complete download, right? They're not completely unknown to one another, but they're not solved to one another by any means either. They're still getting familiar, right? But in this pool, right, I'm very curious to see who gets the adaptations out of here first.
And as we head into the match, I think Asteria makes a really apt observation about anti-airing. If you can't get the anti-air on Honda, you're cooked. Like, it's over before the game has even started. So I am looking forward to seeing whether or not Asteria is able to nail that aspect of this matchup. And then Harms is just such a top-tier player. So we've got a great match in store for us.
All right, speaking of cooks, let's get this dude out of here. Get out of here, Cola. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, seems like both our contestants are ready. Let us get fired up and hop into some beautiful E Honda versus Ed action. Okay, let's get it going on full screen. Try to play some projectiles. They both run up and try to parry one another. No one's pressing any buttons. There's that headbutt. Tries to kind of undercut check it. Doesn't quite work out. Here's that perfect parry here for Ed, though. Stereo getting a bit of damage, trying to get that stage positioning a lot more important. Lock down Harms in the corner here, Bruno.
These two are sharing the same brain cell. As I say that, we got the anti-air from the side of Asteria. This is huge, but the errant blitz there kind of leads to Harms getting out of harm's way. And I think it's so funny that you saw the dash-in perfect parry attempt from both of them. There was also a scenario there as Harms is able to get the DI and force the stun, leading to certainly what I believe will be round one. But these two like share the same brain cell, dude. Like they're locked in, they're on the same wavelength, they're ready to go.
That Harms burnout pressure was so devastating. It did not seem like Asteria could press a single button anywhere. Okay, also what I call, we're seeing Asteria on that modern Ed, so hopefully those reactions will speed up just a little bit to get those anti-airs really consistent. And as you called out before, and as we were talking about in the preset interview, the anti-airing in this matchup in particular is going to be so important. So that's a good time to be on modern to really get that consistency.
Harms able to get the opening, force the mid-screen. Oh, and I love the stagger pressure on the perfect parry, baiting out the ODDP, and Harms, will you spend it? Oh my gosh, certainly wanted to spend the level 3, but an errant combo leads to Asteria having the situation kind of potentially opened up, but Harms able to get the level 3. That is going to be game 1, and although Harms was able to take 2 straight rounds, it did seem pretty evenly matched, and we'll see what adjustments Asteria can make in game 2.
Wow, the moment that Asteria touches burnout, whether Harms is in burnout or not, the Honda pressure just comes into play, comes online. Great anti-air there. Now we're gonna get that pull into the throw that'll hold these plus frames. Ooh, stop that forward momentum with charging up the sun just a bit. Now we're playing this mid-range here. Try to play those a flicker into drive rush jump in. Will get anti-air to get Harms. Once again, getting kind of slowly pushed back towards the corner here, Bruno. But not the first time we've seen it. It seems like Harms doesn't have a problem.
Yeah, and it seems like Harms is really guessing right on the flicker dash in, and that's a mix-up that like we've got to go a couple layers down as Asteria is able to get the ODDP. You got to be concerned if you're Asteria because Harms has taken that option off of the board, but as I say that, Asteria with no issue here, although he's in burnout rather.
Here we go. Try and make the jump over the head, but try to get a little bit more pressure going. But like we said, Asteria now stuck in burnout. Harms just going for full Honda pressure. Asteria managing to survive for long enough to get drive gauge back this time around. Goes for the drive reversal and some more drive pressure, but commits to spending all your drive gauge and will get super reversal through the projectile to take this next round. Oh my goodness, Bruno. That was a bloodbath.
Great awareness to do the level 2 on Wake Up, seeing that it was a checkmate scenario. Unfortunately, Asteria had kind of dug his own grave, and Harms able to make the most of it.
All right, now we're back to playing this early, feeling each other out. I think at this point, the match has become a speed run to who can burn drive quickly, so you can actually really start your offense. Oh my goodness, here it is though. Harms looking for something big. Boom, sit down, Asteria, okay. Baits out the approach yet again, cutting it early. The flicker low does not lead to the high afterwards. Instead, we are going into burnout. Boom.
Level 3 is going to land from the side of Asteria, but although Harms was the one with the issue with the setup, Asteria kind of playing a little bit tricky here, going into burnout willingly as Harms is able to secure game 2. Asteria with some dash-ins, trying to bait out the perfect parries. It really seems like the reads are on the side of Harms in this set so far. So let's see if Asteria can tighten things up.
All right, there's an early jab check here. EX as we walk on forward. Give him the butt slam. Nice EX DP in response here from Mysteria. We're resetting right back to full screen right now. Maybe looking for a good headbutt opportunity. Doesn't attempt the anti-air that jump in this time around. Takes the end pressure. Holds that anti-air on the jump in. Not too much damage, but now it's Asteria's advantage. We've seen this multiple times throughout this set now, where Asteria gets that early lead, gets some good momentum off catching an anti-air too, is able to push Harms to the corner, but usually Harms is able to fight their way out. Not this time though. Asteria says, stay in the corner. I'm hitting with a drive impact.
Yeah, what an answer from Asteria. The OD headbutt gets baited out from Harms and immediately going into drive impact, paying dividends for Asteria, but Harms out of harm's way, out of the corner, and now this is going to be a guess game scenario. Asteria with the fireball is going to get on the board. I think that's the first round of the set, so let's see if Asteria can build some momentum here and get a game on the board.
Yeah, this is where it can all get started. Finally, the headbutt's gonna land for an anti-air. Man, that does some good damage. This time, the anti-air is gonna be an air-to-air challenge from Asteria. You don't get a whole lot out of it, but you do get an EX DP to say, get off of me. Psycho Knuckles gonna charge just a bit, but we're not gonna worry about it too much right now as Harvest gonna dash up, gonna throw. Opts for a drive rush, playing this mid-range. Again, the jump in will get anti-air. Those are so consistent from Asteria, but it hasn't been enough to lock down a lead and really consistently pressure Harms.
Oh, Asteria is kind of waking up here. We see, oh my god, but the level 3 on the drive rush cancel attempt from Asteria. This is certainly going to put Harms in great position to get on the board and potentially be on set point here. You're on burnout as well. This is scary.
The damage is good, but the big win that Harms got here was the burnout situation. Just let him walk all over you. Yeah, what else can you do? That borderline checkmate situation right there for Asteria is so hard to fight out of, but also preserving that level 3, trying to save it for a third round here. An early strong start here from Harms, a little bit uncharacteristic from a lot of these rounds that we've been looking at recently, Bruno, but no worries here as Asteria tries to take their turn back. Nice headbutt confirmed at the end of that combo to get Asteria out of there.
And Asteria still with the position advantage here, able to get the perfect parry on the headbutt. Now you got the corner. What's going to be the guess? A drive reversal on Wake Up gets Harms out of the corner, living to fight another day. And I mean, the kind of life gauge situation is so even that it's really scary. Drive impact does land from the side of Asteria. Are we going to spend level 3? We do.
Yes. Yes, we are. This should be real close. One touch to death. I don't think it's enough for burnout. It might be enough for burnout. But just barely not. But that one touch is still going to land as we saw Asteria able to get the meaty counter hit to close out a game. 2-1 Harms' favor, but Asteria is on the board.
Really, really tricky there. That drive impact could have got stumped by the level 2, but the reaction's not going in Harms' way, Harms' favor. And Asteria on the board, kind of waking up, as I mentioned. You got the anti-airs have been unlocked the entirety of the set, but the punish counter on the headbutt. Oh my gosh, the dash in punish counter throw. Asteria, the download may be complete.
This is looking so rough here for Harms now, pressing all the all the wrong buttons at the wrong time, getting counter hit repeatedly to end up getting perfect in this round of game 4. Where was that confidence before Asteria? And Harms, where are we headed?
I think this might be the first game 5 of the entire night. Oh, the perfect parry on the drive impact, and a drive impact for his troubles. Asteria's got the corner, got the super gauge advantage. I mean, we might see a level 3 here. Asteria, let's see if we can tighten up. Send it to game 5.
Nice.
Not if Harms can say anything about it. Gets the Orochi throw.
Oh, no answer on the jump in though. Opts for parry instead. It gets punished, counter, throw, and once Asteria's able to land. And now we're seeing some throw loops of some kind. Oh, nice! The jab check there into yet another throw. Now we have the neutral jump in place. You are going to have to hold this super reversal level 1. But Harms not opting for level 3. Critical Art was available and would have taken this round to put them back on the map. This is getting so scary, Bruno.
The patience from both players just standing full screen, knowing what this might mean. I think it was baited out. Oh, that is going to be game 5. Asteria securing game 4. Some patient play, not going into burnout. Some drive gauge management, tightening up. So it is possible Asteria able to tighten things up and take it to game 5. Who is going to be the victor tonight? Stack champions.
I think a big thing is that Harms is kind of crumbling on extended defense right now. If the moment Asteria goes for a bit of a longer string or staggered pressure, Harms is either consistently getting thrown or counter hit. Seems like Harms is getting a little impatient and trying to challenge and press early on in every interaction, which can end up getting a little bit predictable. I think Asteria is catching on.
Ooh, but Harms with some adjustments. I like the adjustment on the spacing, just kind of waiting for Asteria to make a move, but doesn't get the punish. Oh my gosh, these guys, there's some spaghetti on the screen right now.
But that's all right, though, because we're going to get a wall stun after it. DI going for the EX command throw, sit down. And suddenly, I guess as a bout of a little bit of commentator's curse, Harms says, no, I can still win this interaction if I mash fast enough. And ends up taking this next round here in game 5. Ooh, that's a really punished counter throw as well. Walks on him.
My gosh, Harms is just baiting out every perfect parry and getting punished counter thrown for a good measure. Harms with a guess for game scenario will level 1 land.
It's over.
No, Harms will take it with the level 3, sending a message. 3-2, tightening things up with a clean sweep in game 5. Whew.
That game 5 is what I expected game 3 to be. Right after we saw first 2 games here from Harms being so dominating, I feel like Asteria had almost no idea how to approach the matchup and was losing almost any interaction besides the anti-airs. Gotta call it, the anti-airs have been on point since the beginning, but game 3 seemed like that's what, was working towards, right? But then Asteria really turned the heat up and was taking so many of these scrambles and brawls up close that, Harms was just kind of mashing out and losing out on. But then game 5, Harms locked right back in and said, I'm going to keep taking these trades, keep mashing out, just got to adjust the timing a little bit, but the damage, the damage does what the damage does, and Harms is going to walk away with our first and last 3-2 of the night.
Sankola, what do you think about that first game 5 set of the night?
Finally, we get to see some real action out here. Excitement, except for, at the very end, we saw a little bit of a washing happen. But I think that was just a downloaded sort of thing from Harms. He had a really good job of varying up the approach in the air. Sometimes things were check the challenge every so often, but using jump light kick kind of makes it hard for Ed to kind of challenge every single time. On the reverse, you saw Harms go for that Sam Fierce a little bit more for his anti-air decision. And as well as he mentioned, taking some of these trades, I feel like Harms got in a closer range where the trades would be more beneficial, or he'd be able to have a conversion right after, or he'd be able to kind of stagger his hits a little bit better, where it worked out just not relying upon staying medium, which is kind of hard. Your other buttons aren't as long or as beneficial for Honda. Either way, I want to hear from Harms, what he has to say, because Harms definitely did harm to Asteria. It was a close match, but at the end, some really good call-outs here from Harms. Harm, we're going to get him in here in a second. I think they're pulling him up. I know he's had some issues, but I'm glad he's able to collect himself. He said that he, kind of came in this a little shaken up. He was trying to go through 5 different, I guess, versions of Street Fighter 6, playing on his refrigerator, his microwave. I think he's in the call right now. Harms, my G, good job, good work. And we actually get to see you in person.
Yeah,
the phone stream. Hey. I called the phone stream.
Let's go, the president.
Let's go. We got the stream on in the background. We're in our esports center. It's a good time. So I had a little crowd behind me to motivate me when I'm almost throwing away the the reverse 3-0. Don't want to do that.
You would have lost, Harms. If you would have lost, it was the funniest thing. Y'all would have had some sad meals right after that. But you came out swinging and came out winning. Combo, what words you got to say?
Man, what a clutch there, Harms. It was an absolute treat to watch you play. So how are you feeling kind of after we saw games 3 and 4, where Asteria was playing a little bit more patient, playing a little bit more whiff punishy, and also not letting their drive gauge kind of just get absorbed? It feels like such a stark difference to how the first 2 games felt. What was your immediate thought? Were you like, I'm losing it all, or I got to get it all back? How were you feeling?
Yeah, game 3 and 4, I was losing a lot to flicker mix-ups and getting throw loop because Honda doesn't have great defense. He really struggles to tick throws, throw loops, the whole 9 yards. It's really hard to deal with. So all of that just happened in game 3 and 4. And then game 5, I ramped up the tempo just to throw him off and really tried to bait parry from drive rush or the Kara overhead or all the Honda tricks. So ended up working out. We'll take a victory. All my victories so far have been 3-2. They've all been really close. So I hope all my other ones aren't like that. I hope they're a little easier, but they might not be because competition's hard.
Yeah, I was talking to Asteria before the match, and I asked about representing your university. So playing as an individual fighting game player, there's a lot of ego on the line. There's a lot of pride. What does it mean to you to be representing your university, and how does it affect your play?
Yeah, there's a lot more pressure playing like with a team or with like you know, an org or a university on your back. I know there's like the like the sponsorship curse, like because this is like the first time I'm out with like UTK, I guess. But like I know those are always like rough tournaments for some, but yeah, it's definitely team events. Like I'm playing in a lot of team events recently. It's a lot more pressure, and I also feel like a lot worse about like my my results in those tournaments because of like that added weight. So.
You know, at the same time, though, you got the boys in the back, you know, cheering you on when you do win. Even if you lose, they'll be there for you. So, you know, last thing, let's get the cheer. Let's get the cheer. Yo, Tom, harms.
Yo, hey, cheers.
Harms. Yeah.
There. Yep, they're there.
There we go.
Congrats.
They're
again,
they're
brother.
watching the stream. They're watching y'all.
Yeah, so it's a little delayed. So
commentary.
it didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now they're doing it right now. It's a little too late.
All right, thank you guys.
Okay. Hey man, appreciate it. Good play today.
See
And
y'all.
I'll probably see you in the next offline, probably Combo Breaker or something like that.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to Combo Breaker. Yeah.
We'll see you there.
Hopefully.
Yep. We'll see you there, brother.
See y'all.
Peace. Ooh-wee. Some good matches today. Even though some were blowouts, well, many were blowouts. However, they were fun matches. I don't think the score really represented, you know, what really occurred in those matches, how close some of those went down to, you know, the final round and final touches, depending on what happened and who was fighting. So I want to get y'all's thoughts on what you like the most, what were your favorite matches. Combo, I'll start with you. What was your favorite match of the day?
Ooh, I honestly, okay, I mean, it's obvious. I'm going to have to give it to our duel of the UT Arlington boys, right? Davey versus Hippo. There was just too much hype going into it. I had so much personal stake in that very set. And I am not disappointed at all whatsoever. I love the banter before and after the set. It was a great time, super clean, fun, but that's the storyline. If I'm talking just gameplay, I gotta say that last set, bringing us to a game 5, the on the fly, like such like rapidly different adaptations. It felt like the games were just swinging left and right. It was really exciting. I was super down for it.
Bruno?
I gotta agree with you, Combo. That last game in particular, Harms just turning up the jets, and they say that fighting games are like a conversation. And I really feel like Harms was tapping into his inner and it was just like stank face. That left a permanent stank face upon the conclusion of that match. So that's definitely got to be my favorite moment of the evening.
Man, see, now y'all done taken mine. I'll add one more on top of all this. You know, a Pink DS Lite played abs, despite the fact that a Pink DS Lite didn't play the way they wanted to play, and it was more scrambling than they wanted to have. I feel like that all being the case, it's one of those reflective sort of matches. Like, I can be better than what I've shown you, even though they won. That's a very, very strong sign for a competitor when you're like, you know what, I won, but I didn't win the way I wanted to or I should have. So I will say that match overall and the results and how Peak thought about that really opened up my eye about that stuff. So, you know, either way, all the matches were good. Also, D-Knock, I give shouts to D-Knock, the hidden competitor, the unlocked character was unlocked. D-Knock. Ooh, that's a bar. Unlock D-Knock out here. We'll see what he does in these next brackets. Definitely is shaking up the competition. Something ridiculous. And speaking of competition, all right, we got to remind y'all that Thursday is the last day for stage 1 matches. And by the way, only top 2 will qualify, excuse me. Bottom 2 are eliminated. Middle 4 will play in stage 2 per group, and we'll see how that all falls out. So you definitely get as many points and as many games as possible. Those differentials definitely matter. We've seen how the differentials have scaled already in the first part of today. We showed that, and we'll see how things go down the next time that we meet. We'll show all of you how that all occurs. But we've had a long night. It's been a good one too as well. It's time to close things out. Combo, final thoughts?
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all so much for having me. Huge shout outs to Pagoda, to Esports U, and of course both of you for Bruno and St. Cola for being absolutely incredible co-hosts and co-commentators. I've had an absolute blast here on the stream with such incredible sets of so many bright and shining personalities that I really hope continue to stick around the FGC and continue to inspire us and drive collegiate and fighting games as a whole forward. So man, it's just an honor to be here. I'm so happy.
I really just want to shout out and thank Esports U, Capcom, the way that they're contributing, that Capcom has contributed to the prize pool through things like Winter Mural, through CECC, Esports U kind of throwing in some money into the prize pool for those weekly tournaments. It's really platforming collegiate fighting games, and it's giving collegiate players a space to represent their universities. What I love about Harms at that last moment is that the personal setup wasn't working, but you can go to the Esports Lounge, download Street Fighter 6, and make it happen. And then you've got your whole program there cheering you on. This is the power of not just the FGC, but the FGC at the collegiate level. So big shout outs to Capcom for platforming this. And it's been a great night. Thank you guys.
Absolutely has been. Boys, I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you later. Final words from me. Basically, I want to give big love to Esports. You know what to do. Y'all always put it on for the community and, of course, for the collegiate scene. Speaking of that, shout out to CSF College Street Fighter. And I also mix it up with CFGC because, hey, they're the homies too as well. They've been doing a lot of work for the fighting game community, just consistently with all games out here. Capcom, you know what to do. I love you. You do so much for the community. Appreciate you and what you do for the collegiate scene. And Pagoda, I only got eyes for you, so I'm going to have to run the quick Pagoda ad real quick. Hold on now. The Snack Champions series is brought to you by Pagoda Snacks. From crispy egg rolls to crunchy cream cheese, wontons, and savory crab ragoons, Pagoda Snacks are ready to crush your cravings. Shop for them in your freezer section at your local grocery store or get them delivered with Instacart. Find out how with the links all around, but listen, that's all the way. That's the ad where they told me to say. I'm going to say to you personally, Pagoda, thank you so much. As I saw you at the Street Fighter League finals, I've seen you at the ECT offlines. I've seen you do things for the community online. Thank you so much for all that you do, and especially for the collegiate scene. We appreciate you, and I know the collegiate players do as well. And speaking of y'all, thank you so much for playing collegiate players. I see you at all these events saying that, hey, I entered this tournament, and I entered blah blah blah, and I'm a part of this. I even know how my school had this. It's super exciting to see the future of Street Fighter evolve even more and being able to interact with these platforms. So if you have a school, please check that stuff out. It's free to do so. I'm sure they have plenty of things that are just waiting to be utilized. So we have tools and coaches and things like that. And of course, keep it locked and loaded on all things Capcom and all things fighting games. But until next time, stay safe. We will see you in the streets. Peace.